Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
You all ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Y'all, just stop. Get real.
Welcome to DBL. It's June 1st, which means it's the start of Pride Month.
Yes.
So from all of us here at DBL, happy Pride, everybody. Yes. We want to recognize, support, and love all of our LGBTQ plus viewers out there. We are very proud and open to do so. I'm a
little worried because it's also my birthday month. I don't want to overshadow Pride. My birthay's on 29th.
Dr. Jack, it's over at the end. Can two be together?
That's right.
That's right. All right, we do have an update on the horrible school shooting in Texas. Today's funerals are being held for one of the teachers killed in the attack, Irma Garcia. Her husband, Joe, oh boy, he's also being laid to rest today. Joe died of a heart attack just 2 days after his wife was killed. They were high school sweethearts. We're also learning that the back door that gunman used to enter the school was in fact closed by a teacher at the school after she realized a gunman was on campus. Officials said the door failed to lock. At first we heard the door was kept propped open by a teacher.
We heard a lot of things.
We did. And there are new questions again for the Uvalde Police School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo. Multiple reports say he is now not cooperating with the state investigation after his decision not to confront the shooter and storm the classroom. Immediately that came under intense scrutiny. So he says he's made a call back to the state investigators. They say he sure hasn't. If you didn't know, he was quietly elected to city council last night behind closed doors.
It's a decision.
What do we think is happening with the door? Is this a cover-up? What do we think? Talk to me about what you feel about these new revelations, Lindsay.
When I first saw that he wasn't going to speak, I was like, wow, how is that even an option? But the fact that it is, I think that we have so much information about all of the intentionally or non-intentionally things that were reported incorrectly that we have them on tape now. So whether he cooperates or not, I'm really excited to see what happens of this investigation because I really want to know why and what would make somebody get to the bottom of this. I mean, not get to the bottom of this and go save children, because I think we all were on the same page that police officers have an option to do that job. And so the fact that they all stood outside and just heard the gunshots and watched kids die is not acceptable. We also understand the fear that it takes to be a police officer, the natural human fear of not going home again at night. And so I really want to know, are these people going to be put on administrative leave? Are they, like, what are the protocols? Like, what is the what's going to happen, whether he cooperates or not? What's the next step? And I think the whole world is watching.
Yes.
So we want to know how you guys are going to handle this if somebody just in Texas says, yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, if they go quiet. I mean, it also brings up the idea of good guys with guns always stopping bad guys with guns. Clearly, that did not happen here. That argument is sort of moot at this point with that.
I think it's simplistic and childishly dangerous to even think like that. Good guys and bad guys. Is that how the world works, Lindsay? Everything's either good or bad. Like, that's not. What are we talking about here? The problem is when we hire police officers, we make sure they can do a certain amount of chin-ups, a certain amount of sit-ups, no criminal background check, seem to be a good guy, have a good essay, and then you're a police officer, and we give you these incredible abilities, almost superhuman abilities.
Right.
Like, literally, we deputize you as the people that you are allowed to take a life should it come to that situation. And this is thrown in our face when somebody is murdered, a black man is murdered or killed. The cop, and they don't know, and they're our heroes. But now, when it was time to be a hero, we were outside macing parents. And the problem is when we start trying to hire cops, there's no test for bravery, Lindsay.
But really there was, because they had extensive training on this exact situation, I think 2 months prior to the shooting happening. And then before that, a couple months before that. So this is not something that's like, no school is aloof to the fact that they are in danger of a possible school shooting. Hopefully, and it doesn't happen to most school districts, but they all plan for it. Like when we were in school, we had to plan in case we were bombed. You go into bomb training. Like, schools have the preparation, and the police force that's local has the preparation. And Uvalde actually touted it on Facebook that they went through, sent pictures, and we completed the training.
SWAT gear.
Exactly, they have the gear. So to me, to be fearful after you had extensive training, you know how to deal with an active shooter in that situation. So what the issue was, we're still confused, because we also heard the reports that they weren't scared to go get their kids. They weren't scared to go get
Exactly, and that's
their
where the
own
bravery
children.
comes in. It's like, yes, when it's on me, if I need to save my family from a burning building, that's different than getting other people's family. And Lindsay, as you were talking, you made me think about something. It's from the great poet Mike Tyson, you know, because you were talking about training, and he always says everybody's got a plan until they get hit in the face. And that's what happened. They did all the training. I'm sure all the cops we saw, they all had their pristine uniforms. Very handsome men ready to stroll out there. But when the bullets started flying and they heard that AR-15, all that training went away, and their thoughts were, get my kids and get out of wherever those bullets are coming from. And that was not their job. They failed to do their job, and people died. They need to be held accountable. There's no discussion.
Hey, my thing is I want him fired. Straight up.
Fired? That's best case scenario.
I agree. He just
before.
got on city council. I'd like him fired. I'd like a DOJ investigation.
I used to work for a sink company. I got fired. That's not a big, you know.
I just think that people should be aware of their local politics. We always talk about this, and everyone's worried about the national election or even the midterms, which are people that are going to be representing you in the Senate and in the House. But like, what's happening on your city council is really more relevant than anything. Exactly. It has to do with the pothole right in front of your house or how protected your schools are, your kids are at school.
Yes.
Who's the sheriff?
Yes,
in your
very
town?
much.
Your sheriff has a lot of sway too.
One of the kids who survived said, I want to become a surgeon, and he used to be wanting to be a policeman. He said, I want to be a surgeon now so I can help people. I think that says a lot. All right, in Washington, a group of bipartisan senators are reportedly making progress on legislation they hope they can get passed. Now, it would focus on helping states pass red flag laws that would allow officials to temporarily take guns away from individuals who are seen as a threat to themselves or others. Meantime, in New York, a survivor of the mass shooting on a subway in April is suing the gun maker Glock. She claims the company is contributing to, quote, creating and maintaining a public nuisance. So that's trying to get through their immunity that the gun manufacturers have. It's a test for a new law that allows victims of gun violence to sue firearm makers for dealers for their injuries. Glock has yet to respond to the lawsuit. So I spoke to my dad about this, who's an attorney, and he was saying the argument that a lot of manufacturers say, right, is like even cars, knives, popcorn makers, guns, all of this, is that they are responsible only for making their products. They don't have anything to do with it being put out after that. What this is trying to do is change that. What do you think about that? And what do you think about the bipartisan 10 senators from each trying to make some kind of change? Do you think it will happen?
Well, I think that gun manufacturers have been faced with this conversation before, and a lot of them have said the majority of the people that own our guns have been using them safely. So that's another argument. Like, we don't actually make the person do the act.
Sure.
And so that is a conversation. I don't know how it holds up in court. This is going to set the precedence. But I think we all talked about the fact that nothing's gotten done. Like, I think Republicans have stood firm on the Second Amendment. Democrats have stood firm on that they want to just completely change everything as it is and ban certain guns, and that's how they want to move forward. And I think that in order to have this conversation, we have to have bipartisanship, and we have to have people meet together and talk about what ideas are really going to be implementable.
Yeah.
That's even a word, you know, and actually get it done.
They need 60.
Because doing nothing, because one side is too extreme maybe to one, and then the other side is too extreme to the other, that is not going to help us. And so we really need to protect children. We really need to protect people. And so if it comes down to we can agree upon background checks and red flag laws and start there, let's start there.
Yes, and let me be clear, you need 60 senators to pass. It has to pass over a filibuster to get this passed. It would give money incentive for states to pass red flag laws. It wouldn't pass federal red flag laws, and it would give a background check to commercial. So at a gun store, there would be a federal background check. Do you think that can happen?
No. No. They can't, like...
They got Lindsey Graham on this.
Yeah, I know. Right now they do. This week they do. What about next Wednesday, Lindsay? How many stories are we going to cover?
You think they're just waiting for it to die down?
Just like they always do with everything else. Because
Elizabeth Warren said these same words.
And I'm going to say this in defense of Republican representatives. They do that because their base ain't having it. If they try and suggest any changes with gun laws, they're gone. So they are no longer in that position. They will be voted out, 100%. We saw Madison Cawthorn. He made a couple comments. They got him.
He didn't make a couple. He did more than a couple.
But they got him up out of there.
I will say this, but 88% of us agree on universal background checks.
It doesn't.
That's
I said people keep talking about these this broad majority of constituents, but there's been studies done. I know some people don't like studies that have shown that most people say, yeah, we should make background checks tougher. Yes, we should maybe raise the age limit to access a gun. You know, there are conversations that are being had amongst Americans who vote the people in.
I mean, why don't things change? Because I've seen those. I agree with you. I just
money from the NRA. It's less about constituents, I think, than the money from the NRA. That's what I think it's about. Coming up on DBL, is the Johnny and Amber trial over yet?
That's a nice suit.
We've got the latest of what's happening in the courtroom. Plus, President Biden and the First Lady are revealing how they settled their arguments. Is fighting over text a good idea?
Closed captioning provided by
This June, DBL isn't holding back.
I've already spent my time and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy.
I like a little cheese on my potatoes. That wasn't going on in my head.
That's what we need more of, conversations in this country.
Like this show. Thank you. DBL is all new every day.
All right, so Lynn, you brought up something, and Tori, we didn't hear from you.
I have a question for you guys really quick. Do you think that it's up to the police to decide if their commander says, yo, this is a barricading situation, they have to listen to their rank, right? So, like, if the commander said it, is it their responsibility? Eventually, the federal people did come in and say, screw this, we're coming in. But is it their right to go against orders? Do you see what I'm saying?
I think there's like...
Because that could turn out the other way, too.
Exactly. What if it goes badly?
Don't go in there, and then you get more people
Exactly. And the federal guy didn't know the training and said, if you need help, yell help. And a girl yelled help, and she was shot. So he didn't follow the actual protocol that the local people knew, but they didn't go in. So what do you do?
I mean,
do you go in and just break rank?
Well, they ended up doing that.
Federally, the Border Patrol.
Who's more senior anyway?
The Border Patrol agents were more senior. They're federal, right? But the local official commander called it a barricaded situation, in which case you stand down.
But I'm assuming that they could hear that it wasn't a barricaded situation.
They could hear shots, apparently.
So, I mean, I think...
what do you do?
I think at this point we're talking about, blame and would you get in trouble, and I do understand there's an element, but I think that there's got to be a part of us as human beings where there's like an animalistic side.
Yeah, like just
where like once you hear kids screaming and gunshots, either you're going to do something or you're not. And we can talk around it at this beautiful desk, but when you're there in that Texas sun in that morning.
But that's why, I think probably people were listening to law enforcement because think about like the Titanic or a boat sinking. Like the natural reaction is to get animalistic, jump off. But there's an order that can get everybody safely off if they have enough time. It's those little exit boats and letting the women and children go first. Like they had a plan, not the Titanic, obviously. But like if their boat sinks now, a Carnival cruise, they have a plan, the exit strategy. And so if everyone didn't listen, but I think Uvalde, like they said, they made the bad call. They made the wrong call. People listened to them and they made the wrong call.
Welcome back. The jury in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial are in the second day of deliberations. At the time of this taping, there is not a verdict yet. Yesterday, jurors asked the judge a question, and it's always good to hear from the juries to see what they're thinking. If the headline used in Amber's op-ed is included in the defamation case, or if it's just the article. They were told that the headline is one of three statements that they have to weigh in on. What do y'all think is going on in that jury room?
It's so crazy because the court of public opinion made their decision that nobody wants to hear from Amber Heard, which is tragic if she's telling the truth. But it also is just real about the large majority or the memes that I've seen. I don't know, maybe who I follow. It just seems like everyone thinks that Johnny Depp is going to walk away victorious in this. But obviously the jury is kind of stuck. They want to when they start asking a lot of questions or taking this long, usually, I don't know you know more about this than me.
Well,
usually, what does that mean?
Well, some people thought immediately they'd be like, Pirates of the Caribbean, like Johnny Depp is a winner. But you're absolutely right. They've been instructed with very detailed information. At any point, did Amber feel she was abused in any way? If she did for a day, then that is not a defamation trial, which we heard from Mark Eiglarz, right, the attorney. So for them to ask, is the headline, which I'd love to get to know what the headline was, I want to get that information, if that's included, they are going down to the nitty-gritty words, so it is much closer than I originally affirmed. I thought perhaps this would all be Depp. I think you're right. I think it's going to be closer. While the jury deliberates, though, more fans of Johnny, though, appear to be showing up at the courthouse. So check out this.
Oh my
It is a
gosh.
giant pirate ship that showed up yesterday. The Pirates of the Caribbean themed ship is parked. How do you park a boat?
I don't know. Someone in New Orleans is like, "Where's our float?" Like, that's very, like, where did you get that?
Who has the time is what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, people love him. Meanwhile, Johnny is yet to return to the States. He again performed for a second time at a Jeff Beck concert in London. Now, a special guest was in attendance, Johnny's ex, Kate Moss. The two reportedly partied backstage together, and that has lots of people talking about a possible reconciliation between them.
Whoa.
Lindsay, talk to me about, is this a good idea? Is this
She's like, oh, this craziness is turning me on. What's going on?
Right, or is this distraction, like I'm jangling Kate Moss over here, so you ignore this over here?
Look, I think the fact that you're showing up to your ex's, let's be honest, probably super whack band, you know, to go hear them. They're probably not great. They
We
don't
heard him
practice
last
a
yesterday,
lot.
not-
That didn't. That's not my cup of tea. But he's got fans, and God bless you, and go enjoy Johnny. But I think the fact that she's showing up to that and then hanging back, and it's like. Not even leaked. It said the word party backstage. Y'all are back together. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that
Y'all
was the
are back
smoke that we
together.
saw with J-Lo and Ben Affleck. It was like, oh, they're just around each other
Yeah,
randomly.
right. Do you want them to be? Do you think this is good for them?
I really want Johnny Depp to just stay silent until this is done with, so we can get, like, don't go outside, don't go to the party, don't party with Kate
Don't be
Moss
at the
in
band.
public.
Yeah.
Just chill at the house, have a house party. Like, I want him just to chill out because
Interesting.
it would
Especially
just
when deliberations
yeah,
are
we're in the
coming
middle.
back.
Like, just, and I know they're not supposed to watch anything that's going on outside of the courtroom, but like,
Come on.
nothing's
The
wrong with
internet.
erring on the side of caution in this particular case.
Exactly. Now, there was no gag order given by the judge, so he can
What
sing
about his
terribly.
lawyer being
all he
like,
wants.
I would just send a text that would just be the letter R, you crazy, but no even vowels.
Let me tell you what, I think that his lawyer planned it, and it's strategy to show confidence. I think it's a victory lap before we even hear.
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but that doesn't seem like a good plan.
I think it's if the jury hears how confident he is, I don't know, it might just subliminally change something. Who knows?
Maybe.
Coming up on DBL, looks like President Biden and the First Lady settle arguments over text. Do you do the same? We're texting about it next. Just kidding, we're talking about it.
This was
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. Do you ever fight with your partner over text. Turns out even our president and first lady hash it out via text message. Jill Biden told Harper's Bazaar that fighting over text is their preferred method of arguing. She says that way they can avoid fighting in front of the Secret Service. Oh, well, that's like a whole other reason.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't have that issue. But experts say text fighting is actually the worst way to argue because the majority of our communication with people is through nonverbal cues like emotional tone. And as we all know, you lose a lot of that when texting. And you know me, I'm phone phobic. I prefer text over any phone call. So I fight over text and I'm okay with it and I'm good at it.
Oh, okay.
Well, whenever I see, like, this could be with friends or with Colin, if the screen, like, has mostly
like it's a block?
yeah, mostly a block, I'm gonna call you later.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not reading that. We're not doing that. So, but unless, like, if there's people around, I hate doing that. So I'll just be like, you ever seen American Gangster where Denzel's like, my man?
Yeah.
You know I'm hot. So we're gonna talk about it later. I'll be like, my man.
My man. So if I hear that from you, it's over.
And yeah, we'll talk
on the table.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later, and then we'll just talk about it. I don't care if we're in another state on vacation with a bunch of people. We'll talk about it in a week.
So you don't have a problem with verbal communication, kind of confrontation?
No, but I don't like also making a spectacle.
Right.
That's not, I hate that actually. It's
See,
just
I can't even
it's a
do it
bad
in
look.
private.
Yeah.
I can't.
But
I
I think
cannot
it's
do
interesting that Lindsay said, so you can, like, okay, y'all are on vacation in the Bahamas. And
well,
something
no,
happens.
if it's me and
Would
him,
you
we've
wait a
argued
week?
on vacation. But if it's all of us, like the whole DBL staff
Yeah.
and Colin's there and we're all sharing a house,
Yeah.
we are not having a blow-up argument
Right.
in that house.
We will wait.
Until we get back to Denver, and that's when we will argue.
Oh,
And I will remember every feeling that was felt during that
Little
time.
tension in the security line
Exactly,
on the
but
way
we're
home.
going to enjoy the trip.
Yeah.
No eye
See,
contact.
I am pro doing it over text just for this. I think that when you're both really hot about something, I think if you're trying to communicate, when you are, sometimes the other person can cut you off so only half of your sentence gets out there, and it can kind of change the way the argument goes. So I feel like if I can put everything that I feel in like 3 or 4, not bullet points, but like sentences, like, I wanted to go here. We said we were going to go. We did not go. That's why I was upset. Just like very simple. No, like in you, I try to take out any aggressive language, but just this is why I'm upset. And we can talk about this, but at least like know when we speak, this is what I'm coming with.
Right. This is my ground rules of what's happened. I agree. For me, I get a little like flustered and angry, and I tend to sort of go faster and angry. And when I text, I have to stop and think about what I'm going to say. Now, I've learned my lesson with the big bubble.
Right.
I do little bubbles, a lot of them.
So my phone's going to go beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, so it goes zing,
for 5
zing,
minutes.
zing, zing. But again, I also say we can talk about this later, but this is what, for some reason, I need you to know this is how I feel. And again,
Right.
I try and not put the anger in it. Now, our executive producer, Chris, said you could use emojis, which I think is interesting because they are a quick way to be like,
I'm not that mad.
yeah, right? Like, I'm like, that's that face.
Yeah, and I think also emojis are good when you're texting with people like at work that you don't have like a really close relationship, so they know, if
Not
somebody
like-
doesn't know you like that, like a sentence could look weird.
Right,
you know,
a period could look like,
Right,
whoa,
exactly.
okay.
Like you don't want to be like, oh, Lindsay just bossed me around, told me to have her belt in the green room. Like, so you put like a little smiley face, like, please have it because I need it. You know,
Right,
it's like
totally.
It's a different
Or
way to
I
send
still
it.
use LOL even though I'm never laughing.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
like,
yeah. I don't
you
think
know.
anyone LOLs anymore when they write LOL.
But I will say that text really made me laugh out loud. I will actually type that out when somebody says
Yeah.
something hilarious.
That's
so
funny.
it's weird. Yeah.
You give credit where credit's due. That's funny. All right, we'll be right back. We'll text you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that, but it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
Welcome back. Summer break means more screen time for many children, and we have some safety tips for y'all. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. So before kids go away to camp or leave for sleepovers, just adjust the privacy settings and set parental controls for online games, apps, and social media. Also, please make sure that adults in charge are aware of screen time limitations. And have conversations with your children about the dangers of sharing private information online. Now, if your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-953-0836 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. We got some comments. Alyssa says, I think texting is okay to solve some conflicts. A lot of fights, though, can escalate when angry emotions come out. But if I hear that phone ring, I'll throw it.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't even come near me.
You're not a fan. I get it.
Don't you think it's nice to like wait a little minute and then have the conversation, whether it's text or phone? Because immediately it's always like this.
You need a buffer.
Intense thing when it could really probably just be calmly talked about.
How many relationships in people's lives would be different if they had taken a walk before they said what they said to their spouse or their boss or whatever? I think if you just...
Or even just a day. Like, I'll take like a couple days too and be like, I'm going to talk to her about it now.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Wait a second.
The pause.
Wait a second.
The pause. I love it. DBL's new every day. We will see you same time, same place. Don't forget to pause.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
This June, DBL is holding nothing back. I've already spent my time, my resources, and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy.
Whew, all right. No, we're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
We're in a fight already.
I'm all in with an E now.
You are?
Absolutely not. No.
First girlfriend in Hollywood.
Wow.
Yes, baby.
I'm looking at a cutie, okay?
I love what you're doing. I just want to thank you.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
today on Daily Blast Live.
The Uvalde school police chief avoids investigators. Is he refusing to cooperate because he got called out? Plus, could suing gun manufacturers lead to new gun control laws? As the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial wraps up, fans are wondering if Johnny and Kate Moss are back together. Plus, what's up with this pirate ship outside the courthouse? Home renovation expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And Tom Hanks transforms into Geppetto for Disney's live-action Pinocchio.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No. Nope.
Just
stop. Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is June 1st, which means it is the start of Pride Month. Yes! So, from all of us here at DBL, happy Pride, everyone. Of course, we recognize, support, and love all of our LGBTQIA+ viewers out there. We appreciate you. We see you. And thank you for tuning in. Okay, so this is a hard turn because, you know, we're continuing to following what's happening with the horrific shooting in Texas. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, all right. So today funerals are being held for one of the teachers killed in the attack, Irma Garcia. Now, if you remember, we talked about it on the show. Her husband, Joe, is also being laid to rest today. Can you imagine? He died of a heart attack just 2 days after his wife was killed. Wow. We're also learning that the back door that the gunman used to enter the school was, in fact, closed by a teacher at the school after she realized a gunman was on campus. Officials said the door failed to lock. Now, there are new questions for the Uvalde School District Police Chief, Pete Arredondo. Multiple reports say he's not cooperating with the state investigation after his decision not to confront the shooter and storm the classroom immediately. As you remember, he came under intense scrutiny. Jeff, we talked about this. 90 minutes those kids were in there. 90 minutes they had to witness. 90 minutes, God forbid, they could have been saved. The ones that were, may God rest and bless their soul, survived. What do you think about him not cooperating with, allegedly not cooperating with the investigation?
I think it's very telling for how he's feeling, right? I don't know if it was fear that got the best of him or what the reasoning was why he didn't go in that building or make the call, how it got from a barricaded shooter to when you hear shots. I mean, you don't have to have training to know if you hear shots. That's no longer the situation anymore. We have to do something. There's one guy in there, we know that, someone with one rifle, and there's 30 of us. We got to go do that, even with parents as a quote-unquote militia wanting to go in them themselves. You got to take action. I understand the fight or flight mode, but if you sign up and you're wearing those things on your arm and you're there to protect and you have that badge, I think there's a lot of police officers out there that are questioning themselves right now. Do I have what it takes? If something like this does go down, do I have what it takes to fulfill my duties? That's the way I see it.
I agree with you. You know, from the moment that the story broke and we found out how long it took for them to actually go in, it's not to go back in the story, but it really is unfathomable to think about. It really reeked of self-preservation. Yeah. The fact that he's not cooperating right now kind of indicates to me, I'm speculating that there's a legal counsel that is telling him not to cooperate. So
I'm angry. I'm sorry. Listen, you should have thought about that. And I have great respect for police officers, for those who, I know that we need a lot of reform in this country. Let me preface that. But Tori, in this situation, so much could have been prevented. So much could have been done. We saw the parents trying to go in there. None of that should have happened. They should have immediately gone in right from the get-go. If you're not meant to be a police officer, then don't take that oath and don't sign up. And then my child is left to die. So I'm angry, and I'm angry for the community, and I'm angry for those parents.
Let me tell you something really quick. The FBI is investigating. The Department of Justice will be investigating. A subpoena will happen to this man if he refuses to. And if you don't go to your subpoena, you're in contempt of court at that point. This man should be immediately put on administrative leave or fired. My question is, One, did the other officers not feel like they could break rank? Because the commander said, we've changed the situation. But if I'm a cop and I hear gunshots, what do I do in that situation? And two, he was just voted into city council last night of Uvalde behind closed doors. So when we talk about local politics, this man, the man we're all talking about now, just quietly got put into the city council. So think about how important it is to be on every vote, to think of every way down, because it's that man's decision that ordered them to stand down.
They always say, act local, think global.
That's it.
Okay. In Washington, a group of bipartisan senators are reportedly making progress on legislation they hope can get passed. It would focus on helping states pass red flag laws that would allow officials to temporarily take guns away from individuals who are seen as a threat to themselves or others. Meantime, in New York, a survivor of the mass shooting on a subway in April is suing the gun maker Glock. She claims the company is contributing to creating and maintaining a public nuisance. That is the quote. So it's a test for a new law that allows victims of gun violence to sue firearm makers or dealers for their injuries. Glock has not responded to the lawsuit. Tori, I know you have more details on the red flag law. And then I just want to discuss if you guys feel in general if this is a good step forward or if this is
baby steps, right. Remember, we need 60 votes to pass. It's not just a majority. We need a lot of bipartisanship to make this pass. One, the red flag law isn't actually doing a federal thing. They're incentivizing with money for the states to make their own decisions on red flag laws. Like, we'll give you grants if you have red flag laws. So far, we have 19 states with red flag laws. They're hoping to increase it. Two, they want to do not universal background checks, just expansion of background checks so that every commercial sale, meaning every gun shop, would have that a background check. But there's so many loopholes that need to be closed, including the gun show loophole, et cetera, that these are micro steps. I mean, these are Canada's making large steps forward, right? Yesterday, we saw Prime Minister Trudeau say we're banning the handguns. We are taking, in my opinion, way too small.
This is a joke. I'm sorry, I'll call it what it is.
It's like a Band-Aid.
This is a joke.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is a joke. Do you feel like they're doing enough?
You have to go forward in some sense. I don't know why the suing of the gun manufacturer makes me feel a little icky, because I get you need some sort of compensation for that and someone's got to pay that price. But then at the same time, those lawyers step in and are like, we're suing for $200 million. And it's like every single person's going to sue for that. And then now it becomes an insurance issue. We have to move forward. I don't even want to get into all that, but we have to move forward. And this is some little, like you said, micro step. We have to start somewhere. Something is better than nothing.
Well, the problem is by doing micro steps, that means that more lives are in jeopardy, more lives will be lost. And I think anytime you are at risk of losing money, it prompts you to do something a little bit more than what you were going to do yesterday. We're talking about a system where manufacturers, where there's lobbyists, where politicians, there's all of these people involved. And if you are all involved and in cahoots together, once one person is extracted from that and people are saying, we're going after you, the gun manufacturer, then all your other cronies in your circle have to either stick up for you or they have to go against you. So that kind of causes a rift in the system that we're talking about.
And there's so much money
everybody's in it together because of the money.
Yeah, it's all
so
the
that's
money.
where you have to start,
That's
because
disgusting.
clearly babies' lives aren't enough to move the needle. But I bet you millions of dollars will.
Right. Well, to any of the viewers out there that want to join me, I have my first meeting tonight with Moms Demand Action. Our producer, Megan, is joining me as well. And I ask our viewers, look up your local community chapters. To Tori's point, there's a Moms Demand Action in almost every town, every city. Go to momsdemandaction.org. Coming up on DBL, Jada addresses the Oscars slap for the first time. What she's saying about that moment between Will and Chris on stage that night. Plus, Home Makeover expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And President Biden and the First Lady are revealing how they settle arguments. Is fighting over text a good idea? To Joe.
Closed captioning provided by...
This June, DBL is holding nothing back.
We're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
This is what you want, and this is what you're going to get.
If we're going to be real, let's be real.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
Okay,
So what I was saying, and to Tori's point earlier, to get involved in your local districts, whether that means city council, whether that means joining organizations like Everytown. Like, for instance, if you join Everytown, there's little things you can do where you can call senators. Like, they will assign things for you to do. On Friday, we're supposed to wear orange in support of taking steps to end gun violence. And again, to our viewers out there who believe that common sense gun control is taking away your guns, I promise you that's not what it is. This is common sense gun reform. With Moms Demand Action, we have Republicans, we have Democrats, completely bipartisan, nonpartisan. We're all here to protect our children. So if you go to a Moms Demand Action, go to momsdemandaction.org. You can also text, I'll try and pull it up. I don't get service in here, surprisingly. But yeah, you can text and they'll start giving you information. But when you go to these meetings, tonight's my first one, full transparency, 6 p.m. Megan will be there as well, one of our senior producers. You'll see that people are from all walks of life and both sides of the aisle, and we all have one common goal, is to get out there, make noise, and try to pressure our local politicians to make actual change. So I can no longer sit back anymore. I'm gonna go in full force, and I'm just sickened that my children are gonna have to live like this for the rest of their lives. Hopefully not.
Right.
Hopefully not.
Did she inspire you though? What was, I forgot.
Yes, she did.
She was the one who inspired you.
She did inspire me. However, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while because, you know, as a parent, you just feel helpless, but she 1000% inspired. And I'm going to her chapter. It's in Aurora. That's awesome. Now, my city, Centennial, does not have a chapter, so maybe I can start a chapter. Yeah. So I strongly encourage you guys to
putting your mouth where your money is.
You're taking it serious, and so is BJ.
Welcome back. Do you ever fight with your partner over text? Jeff is texting right now. Everything okay?
Yeah. My wife just, getting a little business while I wasn't on camera, but I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there wasn't some text arguments going on. Just kidding. So it turns out even our president and first lady hashed it out via text message. Jill Biden told Harper's Bazaar that fighting over text is their preferred method of arguing. She says that way they can avoid fighting in front of the Secret Service. But experts say text fighting is the worst way to argue because the majority of our communication with people is through nonverbal cues like emotional tone. And as we know, you lose all of that when texting. You laughed, Erica. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, no, I don't fight with my husband via text. Because the thing is, like, when we argue and stuff, it's not like a explosion. Like, we're not like yelling at each other and calling each other names. That being said, it can be so much more hurtful because it's like so rooted in truth, like with each other. So if we had that just laying out there with the text, it's like you can revisit that at any point and then it just ignites the whole thing. So yeah, no text fighting for us.
None.
Yeah, if I was fighting with my wife, which I wasn't, I wouldn't be texting because it would go from texting to then arguing through text, and then me going to a phone call, and then from the phone call saying, wait till I get home. And then it's face-to-face. I'm a face-to-face guy. If I can't go face-to-face, I want a phone call. Fighting, texting, solving things, it gets so misconstrued, and I want to talk to you. If there's a problem, let's talk it out. If we have something like we really want to talk about, even me and you, Sam, I'm like, I almost gave you a call yesterday.
I know.
You know it's like serious, right? So I'm like, I'll give you a call.
Right.
And then if it's super serious, I'm like, hey, we have to meet for coffee or something. I got to talk this out.
I so prefer that.
Yeah,
it's
me
hard
too.
for a lot of people to do.
I totally disagree with all of you.
I knew you would.
And to be honest with you, I hear you and you all make perfect sense because face to face you have all the tiny little movements and you can understand. But if you call me and this phone buzzes, I will throw it into a lake.
Because you don't like confrontation.
And to be honest, the phone to me is actually the worst way to do it. I can't see or sort of take my time. So I'm overwhelmed.
What would you prefer?
I like to actually text.
No!
Now here, let me explain. Here's why. Sometimes when I'm in person, I get really, when I'm in text, I become like Hulk mad. So
Hulk
they're gonna
smash.
What?
Oh, smash. My bad. I don't have
Hulk
kids.
mad?
I'm so sorry. Apologies. But what I do is I get to stop and think, and in like 2 to 3
3 sentences. I'll explain my point of view without any blame, with no tone, and say, here's what really the bottom of it is. And for me, writing it is way easier than speaking.
I respect everyone's method of communication, but I do think
Coward.
you
She's like,
would
you're such a coward.
actually benefit from more of a face-to-face or a telephone conversation. And here's the reason why.
I can't even hear that.
The
It's so
reason
scary.
why is because you are far harder on yourself and what you're putting in your mind, that you have made the situation exponentially worse in your mind. So now you're responding to this thing that you've created yourself. And if you would have just had that conversation,
that's what my
straight
mom
out the
says
gate,
every day to me.
You would never have been in this spiral to begin with.
I can't.
Look at her. It's not.
I can't.
And Hulk, when did she get Hulk smashed? When something really goes down to where he's like,
She starts twisting.
she's like,
clips.
You guys look. These are the paper clips I twist. When I get awkward, I twist these paper clips.
Hulk smash, Hulk hide.
Ty Pennington. Yes, there
Wow.
Look how cool he
looks super
We can't
relaxed.
wait to talk with him coming up next.
This one.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Okay, so we are waiting for Ty Pennington. We're having some technical difficulties. Meanwhile, I'm showing everybody his Instagram because if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, this is not an ad. He's hilarious.
He doesn't really care.
He does not care at all.
That's what it takes.
I just saw him on because we have a wall over here where we see the guests before they're on, and he was like making faces in the camera at himself, just laughing. So you can tell he's a good guy.
I had a big crush on him when trading spaces. You guys remember that?
Yes.
When you and your neighbor would trade, and they weren't always the best trades. When one person would get a nice one, you're like, what's this one, remember? Yeah. Anyway, he was the builder outside. He could build anything. I liked me some Ty.
I know.
I just meant that he was like a really handsome, good carpenter.
You don't have to
disclaim. I didn't mean to be like rude or anyway.
It felt intense.
Yeah, I know.
I think Ty heard that comment. And he bounced.
I just see disconnect. He disconnect. You could also see his buttons too.
Tori, you said you had some comments.
I do.
While we wait, we're going to try and get Ty back.
Correct. I hope I didn't scare him off for real. People said about the texting conversation. Victoria writes, Tori, we share more than the name. I prefer to text as well. Twin78 says, right, Tori. I think people on here probably like texting though, because they're online. Cheryl says, texts are scary. People read things into them that aren't there.
Yeah.
But for someone like you, because you and I have a lot of similarities with our personalities, I get anxiety when I want to get rid of it. I don't like to stew. I'm like Jeff and Erica. I just want to call you, get it over with, and plead my case and hope that we can come to a resolution and move forward. If you're texting, don't you feel like that you're just kind of like avoiding it?
No, when you call me, and I don't know, maybe people out there will understand, you've, to me, raised it to DEFCON red.
Why?
Does that make sense? I don't know why, but the phone call that goes like this, it's the buzz. Bzz. I'm like, oh no! I mean, really, because it's raised it to a level like she has to call me.
Yeah, but it gets it over with.
Yeah.
Isn't it worse when you say something and then all of a sudden thought bubbles and they go away and I'm like, what are you talking about? Just answer the question.
No,
and then it gets me to DEFCON 5.
To me, it gives me a moment, a pause, to not react so strongly. And some people say you need that pause.
Well,
so to me, I relax a little bit more.
I hear you, but the issue is a lot of people are like us, so we're representing 75%
majority
of this panel demographic, and we're saying by you doing that, we're basically doing group therapy. Okay, so when Tori does that, what happens is it escalates the conversation. Now it is because we're like, why are you avoiding this? Why can't we just talk? So there's like this weird thing.
And you're saying it's bad for you.
We're
and
going to get to break.
Okay,
so sorry, we're going to try and get Ty back. So
and
we'll be right
Tori's
back.
therapist.
This is riveting.
Therapy.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that. But it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
It's been, first and foremost, I just want to say we're still trying to get Ty back. We love him. Okay, fingers crossed. So it's been a little over 2 months since the infamous Oscar slap, and we are finally hearing from Jada. So she spoke about the incident on today's episode of Red Table Talk. Here's what she had to say.
My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening.
So Jada used the rest of the episode to talk with other women who have alopecia. Love Red Table Talk. What did you think about her response? Do you think it was enough?
You know, I still maintain I don't think it's her responsibility to, or to open up this conversation on her platform. First of all, I think that it's her platform, it's her turf, and when we're really having the conversation about the two players who are truly involved, that would be Will and Chris. So I don't see Chris's side being like, yes, I'm going to come to your home and shoot on your platform so that you can also navigate this conversation that I was on the receiving end of. That just doesn't make sense to me, so I don't understand why people are so shocked that this is what she put out on her platform.
I think what's interesting and why people are shocked, and I hear you completely, she didn't get out of the seat, is that at some point, sorry, my mind just got scattered. I was going to tell you that the episode on alopecia is what people are kind of confused about. So if you're going to do a whole thing on alopecia, which sort of was like the pit of this all, right? It seems like you're begging the question, the elephant in the room is, why are you not fully discussing this whole topic? Now, I get that it's not her responsibility, but it does make me think like,
so from a producer standpoint,
you know
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to talk alopecia, you just at least have to address the elephant in the room.
Sort of, yeah. And it feels like I'm waiting to hear more. I get it's not her responsibility, but I get also why people are like, huh?
What do you think, Jeff?
I think she does have a responsibility. If my wife slapped somebody at an award show and I had this huge platform, I'd say, hey, what better platform than me controlling the conversation and the narrative with my wife and giving her side of the story. And if Chris doesn't want to come on, invite him on and say, hey, listen, maybe we'll talk about it another time, but at least here's this story. Gotta go, bye.
That was good. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Hollywood's #1 acting coach will be here live. What was Brad Pitt like before he was in Thelma and Louise? Plus, is the Johnny and Amber trial over? We've got the latest on what's happening in the courtroom. Also, hoping that we get Ty Pennington back.
You may have seen headlines or claims like these. U.S. COVID cases 6 times higher than last year. COVID cases are 5 times higher now than last Memorial Day weekend. But is it true? Let's verify. Our sources are the CDC, the North Carolina Health Department, and Forsyth County Public Health Director Josh Swift. We checked the national and state numbers. We're looking at case numbers from May 26, 2021, which is the last business day before the holiday weekend. Nationwide, there were just over 23,000 new cases. On May 26th this year, it's more than 124,000 cases. That's about 5.3 times higher than last year. We get updated state numbers every Wednesday. On the Wednesday before Memorial Day last year, 802 cases were reported. This year, it's just over 28,000 cases. That's about 35 times higher. And those numbers may not even show the whole picture.
You talk to a lot of people that say they had COVID, but they did it through an at-home test. So that's so our numbers, what we're showing on our website, is still not the true number because that doesn't include at-home tests.
But experts say case numbers don't tell the whole story. Hospitalizations are a better gauge.
Around this time last year, the state reported 25% of COVID patients were hospitalized, about 600 people. This year, it's down 10%, about 500 people. So we can verify, yes, COVID cases nationwide are 5 times higher than last year. At the state level, they're 35 times higher, but hospitalizations haven't budged.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, we finally have Ty back. Yay! Okay, so he is one of the most memorable personalities on television, and he's been on your screen for more than 2 decades.
Wow.
Famously known for shouting, "Tori,
move that buzz."
No, not like that. Okay. Absolutely not like that. Please welcome.
He shook his head.
That was a great rendition. Great rendition. It sounds better than me.
It was a remix.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So Ty, I've been telling my co-hosts here, I'm obsessed with your Instagram. You're hilarious. I love like the hip thrust all the time. What is happening in this video?
Oh, that's falling in love with a canine. That's what that is. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've got a whole new wife and a whole new puppy, and that's just puppy love. That's also me just trying to look really good in a velour jumpsuit.
Hey, if that's what you're trying to do, you nailed it. You nailed it. So Ty, we got to talk about Extreme Home Makeover Edition. That show reigned supreme for over a decade. Now I got to know, you run into red, Ty. You're a high energy guy. Do you ever take a sick day?
You know what's crazy is, I think when that show ran for 10 years, basically, you're right, a decade, I never had a sick day. In fact, the only sort of, person to ever sort of step in for me was Kermit the Frog, because I was doing so many shows. Back then, you did like 25 episodes a year, which means you had like a week off from this. Anyway, it's a long story. But it was amazing that Kermit filled in for me, because we were doing these hurricane specials too. And my brain was just so like tired that I couldn't remember the names of the families or the people on the bus. And they're like, okay, Paul, that's it. But I never had a sick day. Like, it's crazy, but it was, I think that show, Extreme was probably one of the greatest television shows ever to exist, because as you guys all know, entertainment is entertainment. But when you actually, at the end of the day, really do change someone's life, it's a whole different ballgame. And that's probably why I just kept doing it every day, every week. And I was doing 2 at the same time. So even Ryan Seacrest said, you're the busiest man in show business.
Whoa.
But that would be James Brown, but Ryan would know. Ryan would know.
Right. Well, first of all, it's such a big part of pop culture. Like, it crossed over so many different, intersectionalities of our culture. So after Extreme Makeover came to an end, what kind of things did you do as someone, because you described that schedule. I don't know if people understand how much of an adjustment that is to get back to just normal society after something like that comes to an end.
Yeah, it was interesting, because it was so, it was just every bit of your life, but it wasn't just my life too. You have to understand, like, everybody that was part of that circus. And by the way, we had people that would volunteer to paint a house in Seattle, and they would follow us to Kansas to do the next one. So we had sort of deadhead groupies that were all about paying it forward. So it was amazing. We had a whole family of people that wanted to do positive things. So all of us were dead tired. It wasn't just me. And but I remember seeing people later on, like about 6 months, maybe a year after the show had sort of exited, and they were like, "My God, you look amazing!" And I go, "I slept." And so yeah, it was an interesting sort of time that right after the show was taken off by ABC, which was interesting. But I think you just sort of needed time to reset. And then, of course, I started doing all the things that I've been waiting to do, like build my own house. And it took a lot longer than a week to build my own. But yeah, I mean, that's what you do. You finally start doing all those things you didn't do for 10 years that you had on your list.
Let's talk about that. First of all, I also want to say the adrenaline must have been high every week, that you kind of just need to like decompress, right? You are in love. You said you never thought you'd get married. Now you are 6 months into marriage with your wife, Kelly. What changed?
I think a couple of things happened. One, well, here's the thing about Kelly too. Like, we met 10 years ago on this project that I was producing, and we were attracted to each other, but it was like, I think we certainly knew that I wasn't ready. But it's one of those things where you just sort of connect with somebody. But I think several things happened. The world looked like it was going to end, and also I think you also sort of meet somebody who knows your past, but just knows you, and just sort of also just they see something in you that they believe for longevity. And honestly, after being, look. Like, I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Do we really want to like stay alone and live in hotel rooms for the rest of our life? No, that's so. It's interesting. I don't know if I sort of was the Matrix and sort of dodged it for years, but I think everybody deserves to be happy.
Yes.
So that's what it is, man. Happiness is a lot of people have seen me like there's like, you're different. I'm like, I know. It's weird.
You're happy, Mazel.
You found your person, Ty.
Yeah.
We're so happy that you found Kelly. Now, we have to talk before we let you go. We got to talk about Battle on the Beach. Were there any ideas on the show that even you thought were crazy or just too much?
Well, look, I come from a background of like, let's face it, Trading Spaces, which was like, what have you done to my kitchen? So I love crazy, but I love, pushing the envelope. And I have to say, this season has been great because it's just so competitive. And like, honestly, if Allison wins another kitchen, I'm going to, wear a Speedo over my head instead of my torso. But I'm very competitive too. Like, I have a brother who's a year and a half older than me, so you can imagine just, the competitiveness is real. But what I love about this season is I really had to be the mentor, in the sense that I couldn't just sort of save the day, because it's not fair to just say, like, this is how we're going to go because it's my idea. I was a creative guy who went to art school, and somebody gave me a chance, and I remember them letting me just sort of show my creativity. And without that, you never find your confidence, you never find yourself. And so I didn't want to be the kind of designers who were like, look, you guys, you've got to listen to what I'm saying, whatever. I wanted them to sort of take it as far as they could too, and sometimes that worked out well, and sometimes it didn't.
Wait and see.
I can't wait.
Ty, what a pleasure. DBL Nation, make sure to check out season 2 of Battle on the Beach, premiering June 5th on HGTV. We'll be right back. Thank you so much,
Thanks, Ty. Thanks, guys.
Closed captioning provided by...
This June, DBL is holding nothing back.
We're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
This is what you want, and this is what you're going to get.
We're going to be real. Let's be real.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
Margie Haber.
All right, so we're doing, obviously, live TV, and we have to switch some things around, so we're kind of juggling it right now. Gabrielle is about to tell us about our next guest, so we don't really do back-to-back guests, but we are today because of technical difficulties, and see how we just roll with the punches? Ty was great, huh? What a, just a normal, down-to-earth dude, right?
Ty is the coolest. So we have Margie Haber coming up next. I took her classes back in the day. I'm not going to say a thing because everybody took her classes. Yeah, everybody took her classes. So she is someone that, now when you first come to Hollywood, you think that you're going to take, and some actors that are talented, actually this does happen, not to me, but you hope that you'll take courses with Margie Haber, or Leslie Kahn is another one I took classes with, hoping that they will discover you.
Or else.
That happens to some people. Didn't happen to me. Tori and I were talking earlier. We took a lot of these classes with a lot of these legendary coaches. Margie Haber, Leslie Kahn, hoping they would discover us. It doesn't.
And I would be like this, today's the day. And I'd walk by and be like, I'm Tori. it's going to be a long relationship in my head. Never thought of me again,
never
ever.
once did ever think of me.
Dude, I went to, who's the famous hosting?
Sharon.
Oh,
we both went.
We all went there, but I went to her class and they called me and they're like, oh my God, she knows you. I'm like, really? I'm like, she knows me? And she's like, yeah, they really love you. So it's $500 a day. I'm like, wait a second, I thought you said she knew me. And they're like,
she wants to capitalize on
They
you.
lied.
I'm not going to say
I was
the
all
name.
excited.
Don't say the
It went right to prices. I was like,
you
guys. Don't say the name. Every time the name comes up, it costs me a lot of money.
Yeah, this is the thing about those
I know. That's why I didn't
really
say
think that they will see through you. They see
What?
so many of the people off the bus.
dirty.
They have no interest.
They tricked me on
None.
the
But maybe
phone.
she'll
I
see
know.
something in me today.
I will say that.
all right, you redeemed yourself for 2 months. Oops, sorry, buddy.
Our next guest is widely known, influential acting coach to the stars. She's written the golden standard of acting books and has one piece of advice for everyone, and that is bleep your comfort zone. Oh yeah, please welcome Hollywood's #1 acting coach, Margie Haber.
I love the way you covered up the word. It's very, I love it. And you all, and by the way, I've been watching all of you, and you all have the opportunity to study with me because you all have talent. I can see every one of you. Yeah, you could be the stars in the Margie Haber studio. I noticed it. I've been watching you.
I'm leaving. That's all I needed to hear. Bye, Margie.
Bye, Sam.
It's okay.
See how good she was? She just pretended to leave.
That's the problem. You can't pretend. You have to leave and come back. No pretending and acting.
It's the
no pretending. Gotta live the life. Live the life.
Okay, that's what it takes to be big. Okay, so speaking of the biggest names, because you've worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, Mariska Hargitay, Josh Duhamel, Halle Berry. I know I'm not telling you anything. I'm just telling our viewers, right? We all know these people. So how do you peel back all of the layers and find the, quote, it factor?
Well, here's how I think about it. You know, everybody, including you, has an it factor. In fact, I think you're also charismatic. I watch your show, and I'm very impressed with it because you're having a blast. And that's yes, you're having a blast. And that's the thing, guys. You know, all the stars I've worked with, you know, there's something about them that's special. There's vulnerability. But the problem is that most people hide behind their masks. They hide behind their armor because they're so afraid to be seen. So if I can give you permission, which I do, to say you are worthy, you are beautiful, let that shining stuff come through, that's called charisma, then it happens. When you wear the armor, like in my book, there's a chapter called Does Your Armor Serve You? And quite honestly, it doesn't. So when you move the walls and remove the critical parent and the fearful child, this beautiful thing comes out, which is the it factor that all of us have.
I get why you're so good. I feel disarmed myself.
I was like, really? You feel that?
She's good, people.
I know.
So Marjorie, this is a big moment for me, and I think I'm getting a little emotional.
Stop it, Dad.
I like that.
I was showing my range. I was showing my range.
For Margie.
All right, so you knew you knew Brad Pitt before Thelma and Louise. He was one of your students, like a long list of many names we just mentioned. What was BP? What was BP like before stardom?
BP.
I like the way you know him so well that you call him his initials. Really, BP, otherwise known as Brad. I don't give him his last name. I know. I gotta say that Brad was adorable. He was charming, just like you, sweet. He walked in with an air of confidence. I think, you know, the thing about him that was wonderful is that he made me feel special. So to me, when you feel special about yourself and then you can make other people feel special, then you're quite honestly, you really are the star of your own life, right? And he was, and I thought that when I worked with him on Thelma and Louise, and he had that, you know, the hairdryer in his hand, and he brought out what I call the playful child. You know, some people are afraid of the playful child. He was never afraid of it. He was always available the twinkle was always there. It was my job to let him bring it through and allow himself to remove any walls that he has and trust the relationship. Because I think if you trust relationships, that's when you can bring that that stuff out. And he was beautiful and still is, and very sweet.
That was great.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you like that
happy
answer?
that she called you charming.
Yeah.
No, the way she controlled that conversation and brought that joke down, that was great. That really was.
I teach communication, okay? That's what I do.
She's
I'm
good.
teaching you right now.
She's good.
Love
Tori's
yourself.
auditioning too.
No, I'm not auditioning. I'm not. I'm going to be completely serious.
No,
hello.
no auditioning. Just
No.
live the life.
My name is Tori Schulman. I am 40. I'm 28. No, I'm kidding.
And action.
Why, Dad? Why? No. In your book, you write
Maybe
about
not.
your theory, My 5 Voices. And I wanted to know a little bit more about that. And was there a notable student of yours that maybe had struggled a bit with this, I heard? Can you explain a little bit more about that? Yeah.
Well, this is one of my favorite parts of the book. Blink your comfort zone. I have to get used to saying that word. But anyway, what's beautiful about this book is that you get to look at the 5 voices within us. You know, the critical parent, that's the voice that says, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too old. You know, I'm sure you all recognize that voice.
You're talking to
But then
me.
there's yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Then there's a nurturing parent, which is just the beautiful part of your voice that says, you know what, Margie, you're not that old. You're a beautiful person. I love you. It's so important. That voice is really underused. Right, and then we have the fearful child, which really gets us stuck in our neutral, in that place, that comfort zone. But we have the playful child that says "F it." I'm cleaning my act up. F it, right? And then the last one is the adult. So the adult that gets us to class on time, that gets us to do this on time, gets information down to. Most people are going to be very stuck in that critical parent or the fearful child. There's a student of mine. I believe you know her name is Tiffany Haddish.
Oh yeah.
In
We
fact,
heard her.
yes, Tiffany.
We heard she ready.
Yes, yes, she's right. Well, Tiffany's my love, and I just actually did a podcast with her that's coming out the end of the week. So look under Margie Haber podcast. So she's just brilliant. And when she came to me, she was all about. I don't want to give up my playful child, Margie, because I like to play. Girl, I'm not going to be what you want me to be. I'm not going to be that sad, painful person. I want you to come out. And no, I said, but there's more to you, Tiffany, than that. There's this beautiful piece of you that I'm so proud of you. It's the vulnerability. But I'm not going to do drama. I said, you will. In your life, you will. But more important, you want to be a layered human being. Yeah. So she had to actually she had to let go of her playful child and not use it and to protect her. Many of us do that. We protect our fearful child with the playful child. I'm kind of like that. I'm more scattered. Rarely do you see Margie Haber, sitting back in a place of uncomfortability. That's not my comfort zone is being visible. When I'm not visible, that's when I'm uncomfortable.
Ooh,
wow,
Margie.
Good stuff.
I know. We loved having you, Margie. To all of our viewers out there, hello. You can pick up a copy of Bleep Your Comfort Zone, fill in the blank, to take a risk and become the lead in your own life. Thank you so much, Margie.
I love you, Marjorie.
I love you all from LA. I'll come to you. Zoom it. We'll Zoom together.
We'll Zoom together. I love it.
I've never really.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side, unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
The jury in the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial has reached a verdict, and they plan to read it this afternoon. But at the time of this taping, we do not have those details. One thing we do know, this trial, no one can deny it, has been an utter circus. So check out this giant Pirates of the Caribbean themed ship that parked outside the courthouse yesterday. Also, Johnny won't be coming back for the verdict. The actor spent yesterday performing for a second time at a concert in London and is expected to stay abroad. Now, a special guest was in attendance at the concert, Johnny's ex, Kate Moss. The two reportedly partied backstage together, and that has lots of people thinking they're getting back together. Okay, what do you think, A, about them reigniting this flame, if that's even true, and just the circus in general? I think people are losing the idea that this is a domestic violence case.
Oh, that idea has been lost a long time ago. Absolutely. Right. I don't know if Johnny and Kate are reigniting an old flame, but I do know that the optics ain't great on that. I'm gonna be real honest. If that were my situation and there were, I was friends with someone who also testified just last week in a case that was about me, I think I would have kept some distance.
You think
there.
there's a conflict of interest?
Yeah.
It looks like a bias.
Yeah, publicly I would have probably kept some distance.
I don't know. Listen, no matter what the outcome is, right? Johnny, I said this the whole time. I think Johnny wins. I was on Netflix, starting Stranger Things, and if you just go scroll down, every movie's Johnny Depp. Right? So Netflix is accepting him back. I'm sure he's going to get roles after this. And why not get people that are close to you that you could trust? Kate Moss has been in his life for decades, right? Now Johnny's got to say, who do I trust in my life? Because I don't want to go through this again. I'm bringing in people that I know I could keep in my little box in my world and trust and have fun. And it seems like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I kind of imagine him doing a lot more of Tim Burton films because Tim Burton is someone that he absolutely trusts. There is an internet rumor for Beetlejuice 2.
I know.
He would come back, and remember, Winona Ryder and he were together, and she's in Wino Forever. So it said Winona, and then he took it off. I also think it reminded me a little bit of like a thank you to Kate Moss. Her testimony was super important to that jury, that Amber not only lied, but that she was not only hurt. Allegedly. Johnny went and helped her, got medical attention. That was a major testimony there. And to me, it was like, thank you. That was a nod to thank you. It's also, to me, a strategy of distract with, is it Kate Moss? So no one's really talking about domestic violence.
Right, because look at people, that's all people are talking about.
That's all they're talking about. To me, this is all planned. Right. Yeah, a bit.
You started Stranger Things.
I did.
Anne from Anne with an E's in it.
Nuh-uh.
Which one?
She
the
plays
redhead?
the band, not the redhead. She plays the bandmates.
The girlfriend?
Possible girlfriend.
Oh, whoa.
We're going to see a lot of her.
It's a little spooky. We're like, hey, can we watch with the kids?
No.
Well, we found that out.
It's
horrific.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, I'm like, where's the remote? I'm like, all right, time for bed.
And the weird way she moved at one point.
All right,
I can't. But it's really great to see Anne from Anne with an E.
Johnny Depp's in it, too.
Margie Haber.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that, but it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
Welcome back. Summer break means more screen time for many children, but we have some safety tips. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Before kids go away to camp for leave for sleepovers, adjust privacy settings and set parental controls for online games, apps, and social media. Also, make sure that adults in charge are aware of screen time limitations and have conversations with your children about the dangers of sharing private information online. That's very important. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-353-8940 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. We got lots of comments in regard to the Depp-Heard trial. Donnie says these fans are getting ridiculous. This is court. People show some respect. Julia says, I've got a feeling that nothing is going to come in this case. Nobody will be a winner. I think Johnny redeemed himself in the court of public opinion.
Go on Netflix. Movies I haven't even seen of Johnny Depp are on the cover page.
Yeah, he clearly, and like he's doing a victory lap right now. That's like a peacock being like, look at me, I'm back to rock and roll. What? Isn't that what you say?
What? I didn't say anything.
I thought you were laughing at peacock. I'm just saying he's strutting, and when you're strutting, you feel like you've already won. What?
What? I'm listening.
All right.
You feel awkward.
I feel
You're
awkward.
Listening.
I said, is peacock?
Tori's going to text us and not call us after the show.
I'm calling you.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
This June, DBL is holding nothing back. I've already spent my time, my resources, and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy. Whew, all right. No, we're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
We're in a fight already.
I'm all in with an E now.
You are?
Absolutely not. No.
First girlfriend in Hollywood.
Wow.
Yes, baby.
I'm looking at a cutie, okay?
I love what you're doing. I just want to thank you.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yeah.
DBL is all new every day.
Daily Blast Live.
The Uvalde school police chief avoids investigators. Is he refusing to cooperate because he got called out? Plus, could suing gun manufacturers lead to new gun control laws? As the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial wraps up, fans are wondering if Johnny and Kate Moss are back together. Plus, what's up with this pirate ship outside the courthouse? Home renovation expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And Tom Hanks transforms into Geppetto for Disney's live-action Pinocchio.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane? This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is June 1st, which means it is the start of Pride Month. Yes! So, from all of us here at DBL, happy Pride, everyone. Of course, we recognize, support, and love all of our LGBTQIA+ viewers out there. We appreciate you. We see you. And thank you for tuning in. Okay, so this is a hard turn because, you know, we're continuing to following what's happening with the horrific shooting in Texas. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, all right. So today funerals are being held for one of the teachers killed in the attack, Irma Garcia. Now, if you remember, we talked about it on the show. Her husband, Joe, is also being laid to rest today. Can you imagine? He died of a heart attack just 2 days after his wife was killed. Wow. We're also learning that the back door that the gunman used to enter the school was, in fact, closed by a teacher at the school after she realized a gunman was on campus. Officials said the door failed to lock. Now, there are new questions for the Uvalde School District Police Chief, Pete Arredondo. Multiple reports say he's not cooperating with the state investigation after his decision not to confront the shooter and storm the classroom immediately. As you remember, he came under intense scrutiny. Jeff, we talked about this. 90 minutes those kids were in there. 90 minutes they had to witness. 90 minutes, God forbid, they could have been saved. The ones that were, may God rest and bless their soul, survived. What do you think about him not cooperating with, allegedly not cooperating with the investigation?
I think it's very telling for how he's feeling, right? I don't know if it was fear that got the best of him or what the reasoning was, why he didn't go in that building or make the call, how it got from a barricaded shooter to when you hear shots. I mean, you don't have to have training to know if you hear shots. That's no longer the situation anymore. We have to do something. There's one guy in there, we know that, someone with one rifle, and there's 30 of us. We got to go do that, even with parents as a quote-unquote militia wanting to go in themselves. You got to take action. I understand the fight or flight mode, but if you sign up and you're wearing those things on your arm and you're there to protect and you have that badge, I think that there's a lot of police officers out there that are questioning themselves right now. Do I have what it takes? If something like this does go down, do I have what it takes to fulfill my duties? That's the way I see it.
I agree with you. You know, from the moment that this story broke and we found out how long it took for them to actually go in, it's not to go back in the story, but it really is unfathomable to think about. It really reeked of self-preservation. Yeah. The fact that he's not cooperating right now kind of indicates to me, I'm speculating that there's a legal counsel that is telling him not to cooperate. So
I'm angry. I'm sorry. Listen, you should have thought about that. And I have great respect for police officers, for those who, I know that we need a lot of reform in this country. Let me preface that. But Tori, in this situation, so much could have been prevented. So much could have been done. We saw the parents trying to go in there. None of that should have happened. They should have immediately gone in right from the get-go. If you're not meant to be a police officer, then don't take that oath and don't sign up. And then my child is left to die. So I'm angry, and I'm angry for the community, and I'm angry for those parents.
Let me tell you something really quick. The FBI is investigating. The Department of Justice will be investigating. A subpoena will happen to this man if he refuses to. And if you don't go to your subpoena, you're in contempt of court at that point. This man should be immediately put on administrative leave or fired. My question is, One, did the other officers not feel like they could break rank? Because the commander said, we've changed the situation, but if I'm a cop and I hear gunshots, what do I do in that situation? And two, he was just voted into city council last night of Uvalde behind closed doors. So when we talk about local politics, this man, the man we're all talking about now, just quietly got put into the city council. So think about how important it is to be on every vote, to think of every way down, because it's that man's decision that ordered them to stand down.
They always say, act local, think global.
That's it.
Okay. In Washington, a group of bipartisan senators are reportedly making progress on legislation they hope can get passed. It would focus on helping states pass red flag laws that would allow officials to temporarily take guns away from individuals who are seen as a threat to themselves or others. Meantime, in New York, a survivor of the mass shooting on a subway in April is suing the gun maker Glock. She claims the company is contributing to creating and maintaining a public nuisance. That is the quote. So it's a test for a new law that allows victims of gun violence to sue firearm makers or dealers for their injuries. Glock has not responded to the lawsuit. Tori, I know you have more details on the red flag law. And then I just want to discuss if you guys feel in general if this is a good step forward or if this is
baby steps, right. Remember, we need 60 votes to pass. It's not just a majority. We need a lot of bipartisanship to make this pass. One, the red flag law isn't actually doing a federal thing. They're incentivizing with money for the states to make their own decisions on red flag laws. Like, we'll give you grants if you have red flag laws. So far, we have 19 states with red flag laws. They're hoping to increase it. Two, they want to do not universal background checks, just expansion of background checks so that every commercial sale, meaning every gun shop, would have that a background check. But there's so many loopholes that need to be closed, including the gun show loophole, et cetera, that these are micro steps. I mean, these are Canada's making large steps forward, right? Yesterday, we saw Prime Minister Trudeau say, we're banning the handguns. We are taking, in my opinion, way too small.
This is a joke. I'm sorry, I'll call it what it is.
It's like a Band-Aid.
This is a joke.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is a joke. Do you feel like they're doing enough?
You have to go forward in some sense. I don't know why the suing of the gun manufacturer makes me feel a little icky, because I get you need some sort of compensation for that and someone's got to pay that price. But then at the same time, those lawyers step in and are like, we're suing for $200 million. And it's like every single person's going to sue for that. And then now it becomes an insurance issue. We have to move forward. I don't even want to get into all that, but we have to move forward. And this is some like little, like you said, tiny micro step. We have to start somewhere. Something is better than nothing.
Well, the problem is by doing micro steps, that means that more lives are in jeopardy, more lives will be lost. And I think anytime you are at risk of losing money, it prompts you to do something a little bit more than what you were going to do yesterday. We're talking about a system where manufacturers, where there's lobbyists, where politicians, there's all of these people involved. And if you are all involved and in cahoots together, once one person is extracted from that and people are saying, we're going after you, the gun manufacturer, then all your other cronies in your circle have to either stick up for you or they have to go against you. So that kind of causes a rift in the system that we're talking about,
and there's so much money
everybody's in it together because of the money.
Yeah, it's all
so
the
that's
money.
where you have to start, because clearly babies' lives aren't enough to move the needle. But I bet you millions of dollars will.
Well, to any of the viewers out there that want to join me, I have my first meeting tonight with Moms Demand Action. Our producer, Megan, is joining me as well. And I ask our viewers, look up your local community chapters. To Tori's point, there's a Moms Demand Action in almost every town, every city. Go to momsdemandaction.org. Coming up on DBL, Jada addresses the Oscars slap for the first time. What she's saying about that moment between Will and Chris on stage that night. Plus, Home Makeover expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And President Biden and the First Lady are revealing how they settle arguments. Is fighting over text a good idea? To Joe.
Closed captioning provided by...
This June, DBL is holding nothing back.
We're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
This is what you want, and this is what you're going to get.
If we're going to be real, let's be real.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
DBL is all new every day.
Okay.
So what I was saying, and to Tori's point earlier, to get involved in your local districts, whether that means city council, whether that means joining organizations like Everytown. Like, for instance, if you join Everytown, there's little things you can do where you can call senators. Like, they will assign things for you to do. On Friday, we're supposed to wear orange in support of taking steps to end gun violence. And again, to our viewers out there who believe that common sense gun control is taking away your guns, I promise you that's not what it is. This is common sense gun reform. With Moms Demand Action, we have Republicans, we have Democrats, completely bipartisan, nonpartisan. We're all here to protect our children. So if you go to a Moms Demand Action, go to momsdemandaction.org. You can also text, I'll try and pull it up. I don't get service in here, surprisingly. But yeah, you can text and they'll start giving you information. But when you go to these meetings, tonight's my first one, full transparency, 6 p.m. Megan will be there as well, one of our senior producers. You'll see that people are from all walks of life and both sides of the aisle, and we all have one common goal, is to get out there, make noise, and try to pressure our local politicians to make actual change. Sickened that my children are going to have to live like this for the rest of their lives. Hopefully not.
Right.
Hopefully not.
Did she inspire you? I forgot.
Yes, she did.
She was the one who inspired you.
She did inspire me. However, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while because, you know, as a parent, you just feel helpless. But she 1,000% inspired. And I'm going to her chapter. It's in Aurora. That's awesome. Now, my city, Centennial, does not have a chapter. So maybe I can start a chapter. Yeah. So I strongly encourage you guys to
putting your mouth where your money is.
You're taking it serious, and so is BJ.
Welcome back. Do you ever fight with your partner over text? Jeff is texting right now. Everything okay?
Yeah. My wife just, getting a little business while I wasn't on camera, but I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there wasn't some text arguments going on. Just kidding. So it turns out even our president and first lady hashed it out via text message. Jill Biden told Harper's Bazaar that fighting over text is their preferred method of arguing. She says that way they can avoid fighting in front of the Secret Service. But experts say text fighting is the worst way to argue because the majority of our communication with people is through nonverbal cues like emotional tone. And as we know, you lose all of that when texting. You laughed, Erica. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, no, I don't fight with my husband via text. Because the thing is, like, when we argue and stuff, it's not like a explosion. Like, we're not like yelling at each other and calling each other names. That being said, it can be so much more hurtful because it's like so rooted in truth, like with each other. So if we have that just laying out there with the text, it's like you can revisit that at any point and then it just ignites the whole thing. So yeah, no text fighting for us.
None.
Yeah, if I was fighting with my wife, which I wasn't, I wouldn't be texting. Because it would go from texting to then arguing through text, and then me going to a phone call, and then from the phone call saying, wait till I get home. And then it's face-to-face. I'm a face-to-face guy. If I can't go face-to-face, I want a phone call. Fighting, texting, solving things, it gets so misconstrued, and I want to talk to you. If there's a problem, let's talk it out. If we have something like we really want to talk about, even me and you, Sam, like, I almost gave you a call yesterday.
I know.
You know it's like serious, right? So I'm like, I'll give you a call.
Right.
And then if it's super serious, I'm like, hey, we have to meet for coffee or something. I got to talk this out.
I so prefer that.
Yeah,
it's
me
hard
too.
for a lot of people to do.
I totally disagree with all of you.
I knew you would.
And to be honest with you, I hear you, and you all make perfect sense because face-to-face you have all the tiny little movements and you can understand. But if you call me and this phone buzzes, I will throw it into a lake.
Because you don't like confrontation.
And to be honest, the phone to me is actually the worst way to do it. I can't see or sort of take my time. So I'm overwhelmed.
What would you prefer?
I like to actually text.
No!
Now here, let me explain. Here's why. Sometimes when I'm in person, I get really, when I'm in text, I become like Hulk mad. So
Hulk
they're gonna
smash.
What?
Oh,
Hulk
smash. My bad. I don't have
Hulk
kids.
mad?
I'm so sorry. Apologies. But what I do is I get to stop and think, and in like 2 to 3 3 sentences. I'll explain my point of view without any blame, with no tone, and say, here's what really the bottom of it is. And for me, writing it is way easier than speaking.
I respect everyone's method of communication, but I do think
Coward.
that you
She's like,
would
you're such a
actually
coward.
benefit from more of a face-to-face or a telephone conversation. And here's the reason why.
I can't even hear that.
The
It's so
reason
scary.
why is because you are far harder on yourself and what you're putting in your mind, that you have made the situation exponentially worse in your mind. So now you're responding to this thing that you've created yourself. And if you would have just had that conversation,
That's what my
straight
mom
out the
says
gate,
every day to me.
you would never have been in this spiral
It's
to
not going to
begin
change.
with.
I can't.
Look at her. It's
No.
not.
I can't.
And Hulk, when did she get Hulk smashed? When something really goes down, Tori's like,
She starts twisting.
she's like in a.
You guys look. These are the paper clips I twist. When I get awkward, I twist these paper clips.
Hulk smash, Hulk hide.
Ty Pennington. Yes, there.
Oh.
We'll be here live. Look how cool he
looks
looks.
super
We can't wait
relaxed.
to talk with him coming up next.
This was.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Okay, so we are waiting for Ty Pennington. We're having some technical difficulties. Meanwhile, I'm showing everybody his Instagram because if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, this is not an ad. He's hilarious.
He doesn't really care.
He does not care at all.
That's what it takes.
I just saw him on because we have a wall over here where we see the guests before they're on, and he was like making faces in the camera at himself, just laughing. So you can tell he's a good guy.
I had a big crush on him when trading spaces. You guys remember that?
Yes.
When you and your neighbor would trade, and they weren't always the best trades. When one person would get a nice one, you're like, what's this one, remember? Yeah. Anyway, he was the builder outside. He could build anything. I liked me some Ty. I just meant that he was like a really handsome, good carpenter.
You don't have to
disclaim.
defend.
I didn't mean to be like rude or anyway.
It felt intense.
Yeah, I know.
I think Ty heard that comment.
He
left and he bounced.
I just see him disconnect. He disconnect. You could also see his buttons too.
Tori, you said you had some comments.
I do.
While we wait, we're going to try and get Ty back.
Correct. I hope I didn't scare him off for real. People said about the texting conversation. Victoria writes, Tori, we share more than a name. I prefer to text as well. Twin78 says, right, Tori. I think people on here probably like texting though, because they're online. Cheryl says, texts are scary. People read things into them that aren't there.
Yeah.
But for someone like you, because you and I have a lot of similarities with our personalities, I get anxiety when I want to get rid of it. I don't like to stew. I'm like Jeff and Erica. I just want to call you, get it over with, and plead my case and hope that we can come to a resolution and move forward. If you're texting, don't you feel like that you're just kind of like avoiding it?
No, when you call me, and I don't know, maybe people out there will understand, you've, to me, raised it to DEFCON red.
Why?
Does that make sense? I don't know why, but the phone call that goes like this, it's the buzz. Bzz. I'm like, oh no! I mean, really, because it's raised it to a level like she has to call me.
Yeah, but it gets it over with.
Yeah.
Isn't it worse when you say something and then all of a sudden thought bubbles and they go away and I'm like, what are you talking about? Just answer the question. And then it gets me to DEFCON 5.
To me, it gives me a moment, a pause to not react so strongly. And some people say you need that pause.
Well,
so to me, I relax a little bit more.
I hear you, but the issue is a lot of people are like us, so we're representing 75%
No, majority
of this
people are
panel
like you. Yeah.
Demographic, and we're saying by you doing that, we're basically doing group therapy. Okay, so when Tori does that, what happens is it escalates the conversation. Now it is because we're like, why are you avoiding this? Why can't we just talk? So there's like this weird thing.
And you're saying it's bad for you?
We're
and
going to get to break, so sorry. We're going to try and get Ty back, so we'll be right
Tori's
back.
therapist.
This is riveting.
Therapy.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that. But it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
It's been, first and foremost, I just want to say we're still trying to get Ty back. We love him. Okay, fingers crossed. So it's been a little over 2 months since the infamous Oscar slap, and we are finally hearing from Jada. So she spoke about the incident on today's episode of Red Table Talk. Here's what she had to say.
My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening.
So Jada used the rest of the episode to talk with other women who have alopecia. Love Red Table Talk. What did you think about her response? Do you think it was enough?
You know, I still maintain I don't think it's her responsibility to, or to open up this conversation on her platform. First of all, I think that it's her platform, it's her turf, and when we're really having the conversation about the two players who are truly involved, that would be Will and Chris. So I don't see Chris's side being like, yes, I'm gonna come to your home and shoot on your platform so that you can also navigate this conversation that I was on the receiving end of. That just doesn't make sense to me, so I don't understand why people are so shocked that this is what she put out on her platform.
I think what's interesting and why people are shocked, and I hear you completely, she didn't get out of the seat, is that at some point, sorry, my mind just got scattered. I was going to tell you that the episode on alopecia is what people are kind of confused about. So if you're going to do a whole thing on alopecia, which sort of was like the pit of this all, right? It seems like you're begging the question, the elephant in the room is, why are you not fully discussing this whole topic? Now, I get that it's not her responsibility, but it does make me think like,
so from a producer standpoint,
you know
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to talk alopecia, you just at least have to address the elephant in the room.
Sort of, yeah, and it feels like I'm waiting to hear more. I get it's not her responsibility, but I get also why people are like, huh?
What do you think, Jeff?
I think she does have a responsibility. If my wife slapped somebody at an award show and I had this huge platform, I'd say, hey, what better platform than me controlling the conversation and the narrative with my wife and giving her side of the story. And if Chris doesn't want to come on, invite him on and say, hey, listen, maybe we'll talk about it another time, but at least here's this story. Gotta go, bye.
That was good. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Hollywood's #1 acting coach will be here live. What was Brad Pitt like before he was in Thelma and Louise? Plus, is the Johnny and Amber trial over? We've got the latest on what's happening in the courtroom. Also, hoping that we get Ty Pennington back.
You may have seen headlines or claims like these. U.S. COVID cases 6 times higher than last year. COVID cases are 5 times higher now than last Memorial Day weekend. But is it true? Let's verify. Our sources are the CDC, the North Carolina Health Department, and Forsyth County Public Health Director Josh Swift. We checked the national and state numbers. We're looking at case numbers from May 26, 2021, which is the last business day before the holiday weekend. Nationwide, there were just over 23,000 new cases. On May 26th this year, it's more than 124,000 cases. That's about 5.3 times higher than last year. We get updated state numbers every Wednesday. On the Wednesday before Memorial Day last year, 802 cases were reported. This year, it's just over 28,000 cases. That's about 35 times higher. And those numbers may not even show the whole picture.
You talk to a lot of people that say they had COVID, but they did it through an at-home test. So that's so our numbers, what we're showing on our website, is still not the true number because that doesn't include at-home tests.
But experts say case numbers don't tell the whole story. Hospitalizations are a better gauge. Around this time last year, the state reported 25% of COVID patients were hospitalized. about 600 people. This year, it's down 10%, about 500 people. So we can verify, yes, COVID cases nationwide are 5 times higher than last year. At the state level, they're 35 times higher, but hospitalizations haven't budged.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just
It's
stop.
finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, we finally have Ty back. Yay! Okay, so he is one of the most memorable personalities on television, and he's been on your screen for more than 2 decades.
Wow.
Famously known for shouting, "Tori,
move that bus."
No, not like that.
Okay.
Absolutely not like that. Please welcome
He shook
Ty
his head.
That was a great rendition. Great rendition. It sounds better than me.
It was a remix. That's
Right,
what they say.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Ty, I've been telling my co-hosts here, I'm obsessed with your Instagram. You're hilarious. I love like the hip thrust all the time. What is happening in this video?
Oh, that's falling in love with a canine. That's what that is. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've got a whole new wife and a whole new puppy, and that's just puppy love. That's also me just trying to look really good in a velour jumpsuit.
Hey, if that's what you're trying to do, you nailed it. You nailed it. So Ty, we got to talk about Extreme Home Makeover Edition. That show reigned supreme for over a decade. Now I got to know, you run into red, Ty. You're a high energy guy. Do you ever take a sick day?
You know what's crazy is, I think when that show ran for 10 years, basically, you're right, a decade, I never had a sick day. In fact, the only sort of, person to ever sort of step in for me was Kermit the Frog, because I was doing so many shows. Back then, you did like 25 episodes a year, which means you had like a week off during this. Anyway, it's a long story. But it was amazing that Kermit filled in for me, because we were doing these hurricane specials too. And my brain was just so like tired that I couldn't remember the names of the families or the people on the bus. And they're like, okay, Paul, that's it. But I never had a sick day. Like, it's crazy, but it was, I think that show, Extreme was probably one of the greatest television shows ever to exist, because as you guys all know, entertainment is entertainment, but when you actually at the end of the day really do change someone's life, it's a whole different ball game. And that's probably why I just kept doing it every day, every week, and I was doing 2 at the same time. So even Ryan Seacrest said, you're the busiest man in show business.
Whoa.
But that would be James Brown, but Ryan would know. Ryan would know.
Right. Well, first of all, it's such a big part of pop culture. Like, it crossed over so many different, intersectionalities of our culture. So after Extreme Makeover came to an end, what kind of things did you do as someone, because you described that schedule. I don't know if people understand how much of an adjustment that is to get back to just normal society after something like that comes to an end.
Yeah, it was interesting, because it was so, it was just every bit of your life, but it wasn't just my life too. You have to understand, like, everybody that was part of that circus. And by the way, we had people that would volunteer to paint a house in Seattle, and they would follow us to Kansas to do the next one. So we had sort of deadhead groupies that were all about paying it forward. So it was amazing. We had a whole family of people that wanted to do positive things. So all of us were dead tired. It wasn't just me. And but I remember seeing people later on, like about 6 months, maybe a year after the show had sort of exited. And they were like, "My God, you look amazing." And I go, "I slept." And so yeah, it was an interesting sort of time that right after the show was taken off by ABC, which was interesting. But I think you just sort of needed time to reset. And then, of course, I started doing all the things that I've been waiting to do, like build my own house. And it took a lot longer than a week to build my own. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what you do. You finally start doing all those things you didn't do for 10 years that you had on your list.
Let's talk about that. First of all, I also want to say the adrenaline must have been high every week that you kind of just need to like decompress, right? You are in love. You said you never thought you'd get married. Now you are 6 months into marriage with your wife, Kelly. What changed?
You know, I think a couple of things happened. One, well, here's the thing about Kelly too. Like, we met 10 years ago on this project that I was producing, and you know, we were attracted to each other, but it was like, I think we certainly knew that I wasn't ready. But it's one of those things where you just sort of connect with somebody. But I think several things happened. You know, the world looked like it was going to end, and also I think you also sort of meet somebody who knows your past, but just knows you, and just sort of also just, you know, they see something in you that they believe, you know, for longevity. And honestly, after being, I mean, look, like, I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Do we really want to like stay alone and live in hotel rooms for the rest of our life? No, that's so, you know, it's interesting. I don't know if I sort of was the Matrix and sort of dodged it for years, but you know, I think everybody deserves to be happy.
Yes.
And so that's what it is, man. Happiness is a lot of people have seen me like they're just like, you're different. I'm like, I know. It's weird.
You're happy.
You know, but,
you found your
yeah,
person, Ty.
Yeah.
We're so happy that you found Kelly. Now, we have to talk before we let you go. We got to talk about Battle on the Beach. Were there any ideas on the show that even you thought were crazy or just too much?
Well, I mean, look, I come from a background of, like, let's face it, Trading Spaces, which was like, what have you done to my kitchen? So I love crazy, but I love, you know, pushing the envelope. And I have to say, this season has been great because it's just so competitive. And, like, honestly, if Allison wins another kitchen, I'm going to, you know, wear a Speedo over my head instead of my torso. But I'm very competitive too. Like, I have a brother who's a year and a half older than me, so you can imagine just, you know, the competitiveness is real. But what I love about this season is I really had to be the mentor, in the sense that I couldn't just sort of save the day, just like, because it's not fair to just say, like, this is how we're going to go because it's my idea. You know, like, I was a creative guy who went to art school, and somebody gave me a chance, and I remember them letting me just sort of show my creativity. And without that, you never find your confidence, you never find yourself. And so I didn't want to be the kind of designers who were like, look, you guys, you know, you've got to listen to what I'm saying, whatever. I wanted them to sort of take it as far as they could too, and sometimes that worked out well, and sometimes it didn't.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Ty, what a pleasure. DBL Nation, make sure to check out season 2 of Battle on the Beach, premiering June 5th on HGTV. We'll be right back. Thank you so much,
Thanks, Ty.
Thanks, guys.
Haber.
All right, so we're doing obviously live TV, and we have to switch some things around, so we're kind of juggling it right now. Gabrielle is about to tell us about our next guest, so we don't really do back-to-back guests, but we are today because of technical difficulties, and see how we just roll with the punches. Ty was great, huh? What a, like, just a normal down-to-earth dude, right?
Ty is the coolest. So we have Margie Haber coming up next. I took her classes back in the day. I'm not going to say a thing because everybody took her classes. Yeah, everybody took her classes. So she is someone that, now when you first come to Hollywood, you think that you're going to take And some actors that are talented, actually, this does happen, not to me, but you hope that you'll like take courses with Margie Haber or Leslie Kahn is another one I took classes with, hoping that they will like discover you.
Or else.
That happens to some people. Didn't happen to me. Tori and I were talking earlier. We took a lot of these classes with a lot of these legendary coaches. Margie Haber, Leslie Kahn, hoping they would discover us. It doesn't.
And I would be like this, today's the day. And I'd walk by and be like, I'm Tori. It's going to be a long relationship in my head. Never thought of me again,
never
ever.
once did they ever think of me.
Dude, I went to, who's the famous hosting?
Sharon. We both went.
We all went to, but I went to her class and they called me and they're like, oh my God, she knows you. I'm like, really? I'm like, she knows me? And she's like, yeah, they really love you. So it's $500 a day. I'm like, wait a second, I thought you said she knew me. And they're like,
she wants to capitalize on
they
that.
lied.
We're not going to say
I was all excited.
Don't say
it went right to prices. I was like,
you bet. Don't say the name. Every time the name comes up, it costs me a lot of money.
Yeah, this is the thing about those
I know. That's why I didn't
really
say
think
that.
that they will see through you. They see so many of the people off the bus. They have no interest. None. But maybe she'll see something in me today.
I will say that.
All right, you redeemed yourself for 2 months.
Oops, sorry, buddy.
Our next guest is widely known, influential acting coach to the stars. She's written the golden standard of acting books and has one piece of advice for everyone, and that is bleep your comfort zone. Oh yeah, please welcome Hollywood's #1 acting coach, Margie Haber.
I love the way you covered up the word. It's very, I love it. And you, and by the way, I've been watching all of you, and you all have the opportunity to study with me because you all have talent. I can see it. Every one of you. Yeah, you could be the stars of the Margie Haber studio. I noticed it. I've been watching you.
I'm leaving. That's all I needed to hear. Bye, Margie.
Bye, Sam. My dad. It's okay.
See how good she was? She just pretended to leave.
That's the problem. You can't pretend. You have to leave and come back. There's no pretending and acting.
It's the
no pretending. Gotta live the life.
Okay, that's what it takes to be big. Okay, so speaking of the biggest names, because you've worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood: Mariska Hargitay, Josh Duhamel, Halle Berry. I know I'm not telling you anything. I'm just telling our viewers, right? We all know these people. So how do you peel back all of the layers and find the quote it factor?
Well, here's how I think about it. You know, everybody, including you, has an it factor. In fact, I think you're also charismatic. I watch your show, and I'm very impressed with it because you're having a blast. And yes, you're having a blast. And that's the thing, guys. You know, all the stars I've worked with, you know, there's something about them that's special. There's vulnerability. But the problem is that most people hide behind their masks. They hide behind their armor because they're so afraid to be seen. So if I can give you permission, which I do, to say you are worthy, you are beautiful, let that shining stuff come through, that's called charisma, then it happens. When you wear the armor, like in my book, there's a chapter called "Does Your Armor Serve You?" And quite honestly, it doesn't. So when you move the walls and remove the critical parent and the fearful child, this beautiful thing comes out, which is the it factor that all of us have.
I get why you're so good. I feel disarmed myself. I was like, really? You feel that?
She's good, people.
I know.
So Margie, this is a big moment for me, and I think I'm getting a little emotional.
Stop it, Dad.
I was showing my range.
I was showing my range. For Margie.
All right, so you knew Brad Pitt before Thelma and Louise. He was one of your students, like a long list of many names we just mentioned. What was BP? What was BP like before stardom?
BP.
I like the way you know him so well that you call him his initials. Really. BP, otherwise known as Brad. I don't give him his last name. I gotta say that Brad was adorable. He was charming, just like you, sweet. He walked in with an air of confidence. I think, you know, the thing about him that was wonderful is that he made me feel special. So to me, when you feel special about yourself and then you can make other people feel special, then you're quite honestly, you really are the star of your own life, right? And he was, and I thought that when I worked with him on Thelma and Louise, and he had that, the hairdryer in his hand, and he brought out what I call the playful child. Some people are afraid of the playful child. He was never afraid of it. He was always available the twinkle was always there. It was my job to let him bring it through and allow himself to remove any walls that he has and trust the relationship. Because I think if you trust relationships, that's when you can bring that stuff out. And he was beautiful and still is, and very sweet.
That was great.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Did you like that
happy
answer?
that she called you charming.
Yeah.
No, the way she controlled that conversation and brought that joke down, that was great. That really was.
I teach communication, okay? That's what I do. I'm teaching you right now.
She's good.
Love
Tori's
yourself.
auditioning too.
No, I'm not auditioning. I'm not. I'm going to be completely serious.
No,
hello.
no auditioning. Just
No.
live the life.
My name is Tori Shulman. I am 40. I'm 28. No, I'm kidding.
And action.
Why, Dad? Why? No. In your book, you write
Maybe
about your theory, My 5 Voices. And I wanted to know a little bit more about that. And was there a notable student of yours that maybe had struggled a bit with this, I heard? Can you explain a little bit more about that? Yeah.
Well, this is one of my favorite parts of the book. Blink your comfort zone. I have to get used to saying that word. But anyway, what's beautiful about this book is that you get to look at the 5 voices within us. The critical parent, that's the voice that says, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too old. I'm sure you all recognize that voice.
You're talking to
me.
Then
there's yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Then there's a nurturing parent, which is just the beautiful part of your voice that says, you know what, Margie, you're not that old. You're a beautiful person. I love you. So important. That voice is really underused, right? And then we have the fearful child, which really gets us stuck in our neutral, in that place, that comfort zone. But we have the playful child that says, F it. I'm cleaning my act up. F it, right? And then the last one's the adult. So the adult that gets us to class on time, that gets us to do this on time, gets information out to you. Most people can be very stuck in that critical parent or the fearful child. There's a student of mine, I believe you know her name is Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yeah.
In
We
fact,
heard her.
yes, Tiffany.
We heard she ready.
Yes, she's right. Tiffany's my love, and I just actually did a podcast with her that's coming out the end of the week. So look under Margie Haber podcast. So she's just brilliant. And when she came to me, she was all about. I don't want to give up my playful child, Margie, because I like to play. Girl, I'm not going to be what you want me to be. I'm not going to be that sad, painful person. I want you to come out. And no, I said, but there's more to you, Tiffany, than that. There's this beautiful piece of you that I'm so proud of you. It's the vulnerability. But I'm not going to do drama. I said, you will. In your life, you will. But more important, you want to be a layered human being. Yeah. So she had to let go of her playful child and not use it and to protect her. Many of us do that. We protect our fearful child with the playful child. I'm kind of like that. I'm more scattered. Rarely do you see Margie Haber, the Margie Haber, sitting back in a place of uncomfortability. That's not my comfort zone is being visible. When I'm not visible, that's when I'm uncomfortable.
Ooh,
wow.
Margie.
Good stuff.
I know. We loved having you, Margie. To all of our viewers out there, hello.
Yes.
You can pick up a copy of Bleep Your Comfort Zone, fill in the blank, to take a risk and become the lead in your own life. Thank you so much, Margie.
I love you, Marjorie.
I love you all through LA. I'll come to you. Zoom it. We'll Zoom together.
We'll Zoom together. I love it.
I've never really.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
The jury in the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial has reached a verdict, and they plan to read it this afternoon. But at the time of this taping, we do not have those details. One thing we do know, this trial, no one can deny it, has been an utter circus. So check out this giant Pirates of the Caribbean themed ship that parked outside the courthouse yesterday. Also, Johnny won't be coming back for the verdict. The actor spent yesterday performing for a second time at a concert in London and is expected to stay abroad. Now, a special guest was in attendance at the concert, Johnny's ex, Kate Moss. The two reportedly partied backstage together, and that has lots of people thinking they're getting back together. Okay, what do you think, A, about them reigniting this flame, if that's even true, and just the circus in general? I think people are losing the idea that this is a domestic violence case.
Oh, that idea has been lost a long time ago. Absolutely. Right. I don't know if Johnny and Kate are reigniting an old flame, but I do know that the optics ain't great on that. I'm gonna be real honest. If that were my situation and there were, I was friends with someone who also testified just last week in a case that was about me, I think I would have kept some distance.
You think
there.
there's a conflict of interest?
Publicly, yeah.
It looks like a bias.
Yeah, publicly, I would have probably kept some distance.
I don't know. Listen, no matter what the outcome is, right? Johnny, I said this the whole time. I think Johnny wins. I was on Netflix, starting Stranger Things, and if you just go scroll down, every movie's Johnny Depp. Right? So Netflix is accepting him back. I'm sure he's going to get roles after this. And why not get people that are close to you that you could trust? Kate Moss has been in his life for decades, right? Now Johnny's got to say, who do I trust in my life? Because I don't want to go through this again. I'm bringing in people that I know I could keep in my little box in my world and trust and have fun. And it seems like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I kind of imagine him doing a lot more of Tim Burton films because Tim Burton is someone that he absolutely trusts. There is an internet rumor for Beetlejuice 2.
I know.
He would come back, and remember, Winona Ryder and he were together, and
Why
she's
No
in
Forever.
Why No Forever. So it said Winona, and then he took it off. I also think it reminded me a little bit of like a thank you to Kate Moss. Her testimony was super important to that jury, that Amber not only lied, but that she was not only hurt. Allegedly. Johnny went and helped her, got medical attention. That was a major testimony there. And to me, it was like, thank you. That was a nod to thank you. It's also, to me, a strategy of distract with, is it Kate Moss, so no one's really talking about domestic violence.
Right, because look at people, that's all people are talking about.
That's all they're talking about. To me, this is all planned. Yeah, a bit.
You started Stranger Things.
I did.
Anne from Anne with an E's in it.
Nuh-uh.
Which one?
She plays the band, not the redhead. She plays the bandmates.
The girlfriend?
Possible girlfriend.
Oh, whoa.
We're going to see a lot of her.
It's a little spooky. We're like, hey, can we watch with the kids?
No.
Well, we found that out.
Horrific.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, I'm like, where's the remote? I'm like, all right, time for bed.
And the weird way she moved at one point.
All right,
I can't. But it's really great to see Anne from Anne with an E.
Johnny Depp's in it, too.
Margie Haber.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that. But it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wollman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
Welcome back. Summer break means more screen time for many children, but we have some safety tips. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Before kids go away to camp for leave for sleepovers, adjust privacy settings and set parental controls for online games, apps, and social media. Also, make sure that adults in charge are aware of screen time limitations and have conversations with your children about the dangers of sharing private information online. That's very important. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-353-8940 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. We got lots of comments in regard to the Depp-Heard trial. Donnie says these fans are getting ridiculous. This is court people. Show some respect. Julia says, I've got a feeling that nothing is going to come in this case. Nobody will be a winner. I think Johnny redeemed himself in the court of public opinion.
Go on Netflix. Movies I haven't even seen of Johnny Depp are on the cover page.
Yeah, he clearly, and like he's doing a victory lap right now. That's like a peacock being like, look at me, I'm back to rock and roll. What? Isn't that what you say?
What? I didn't say anything.
I thought you were laughing at peacock. I'm just saying he's strutting, and when you're strutting, you feel like you've already won. What?
What?
Listening.
I'm listening.
All right.
You feel awkward.
I feel
You're
awkward.
Listening.
I said, is peacock?
Tori's going to text us and not call us after the show.
I'm calling you.
Where hope finds help. Where courage meets conviction. Where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities. Where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
This June, DBL is holding nothing back. I've already spent my time, my resources, and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy. Whew, all right. No, we're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
We're in a fight already.
I'm all in with an E now.
You are?
Absolutely not. No.
First girlfriend in Hollywood.
What?
Yes, me.
I'm looking at a cutie, okay?
I love what you're doing. I just want to thank you.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
Today on Daily Blast Live.
The Uvalde school police chief avoids investigators. Is he refusing to cooperate because he got called out? Plus, could suing gun manufacturers lead to new gun control laws? As the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial wraps up, fans are wondering if Johnny and Kate Moss are back together. Plus, what's up with this pirate ship outside the courthouse? Home renovation expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And Tom Hanks transforms into Geppetto for Disney's live-action Pinocchio.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. It is June 1st, which means it is the start of Pride Month.
Yay!
Yes! So, from all of us here at DBL, happy Pride, everyone. Of course, we recognize, support, and love all of our LGBTQIA+ viewers out there. We appreciate you. We see you. And thank you for tuning in. Okay, so this is a hard turn because, you know, we're continuing to following what's happening with the horrific shooting in Texas. Are you okay?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, all right. So today funerals are being held for one of the teachers killed in the attack, Irma Garcia. Now, if you remember, we talked about it on the show. Her husband, Joe, is also being laid to rest today. Can you imagine? He died of a heart attack just 2 days after his wife was killed. Wow. We're also learning that the back door that the gunman used to enter the school was, in fact, closed by a teacher at the school after she realized a gunman was on campus. Officials said the door failed to lock. Now, there are new questions for the Uvalde School District Police Chief, Pete Arredondo. Multiple reports say he's not cooperating with the state investigation after his decision not to confront the shooter and storm the classroom immediately. As you remember, he came under intense scrutiny. Jeff, we talked about this. 90 minutes those kids were in there. 90 minutes they had to witness. 90 minutes, God forbid, they could have been saved. The ones that were, may God rest and bless their soul, survived. What do you think about him not cooperating with, allegedly not cooperating with the investigation?
I think it's very telling for how he's feeling, right? I don't know if it was fear that got the best of him or what the reasoning was, why he didn't go in that building or make the call, how it got from a barricaded shooter to when you hear shots. I mean, you don't have to have training to know if you hear shots. That's no longer the situation anymore. We have to do something. There's one guy in there, we know that, someone with one rifle, and there's 30 of us. We got to go do that, even with parents as a quote-unquote militia wanting to go in them themselves. You got to take action. I understand the fight or flight mode, but if you sign up and you're wearing those things on your arm and you're there to protect and you have that badge, I think there's a lot of police officers out there that are questioning themselves right now. Do I have what it takes? If something like this does go down, do I have what it takes to fulfill my duties? That's the way I see it.
I agree with you. You know, from the moment that this story broke and we found out how long it took for them to actually go in, it's not to go back in the story, but it really is unfathomable to think about. It really reeked of self-preservation. Yeah. The fact that he's not cooperating right now kind of indicates to me, I'm speculating that there's a legal counsel that is telling him not to cooperate. So
I'm angry. I'm sorry. Listen, you should have thought about that. And I have great respect for police officers, for those who, I know that we need a lot of reform in this country. Let me preface that. But Tori, in this situation, so much could have been prevented. So much could have been done. We saw the parents trying to go in there. None of that should have happened. They should have immediately gone in right from the get-go. If you're not meant to be a police officer, then don't take that oath and don't sign up. And then my child is left to die. So I'm angry, and I'm angry for the community, and I'm angry for those parents.
Let me tell you something really quick. The FBI is investigating. The Department of Justice will be investigating. A subpoena will happen to this man if he refuses to. And if you don't go to your subpoena, you're in contempt of court at that point. This man should be immediately put on administrative leave or fired. My question is, one, did the other officers not feel like they could break rank? Because the commander said, we've changed the situation. But if I'm a cop and I hear gunshots, what do I do in that situation? And two, he was just voted into city council last night of Uvalde behind closed doors. So when we talk about local politics, this man, the man we're all talking about now, just quietly got put into the city council. So think about how important it is to be on every vote, to think of every way down, because it's that man's decision that ordered them to stand down.
They always say, act local, think global.
That's it.
Okay. In Washington, a group of bipartisan senators are reportedly making progress on legislation they hope can get passed. It would focus on helping states pass red flag laws that would allow officials to temporarily take guns away from individuals who are seen as a threat to themselves or others. Meantime, in New York, a survivor of the mass shooting on a subway in April is suing the gun maker Glock. She claims the company is contributing to creating and maintaining a public nuisance. That is the quote. So it's a test for a new law that allows victims of gun violence to sue firearm makers or dealers for their injuries. Glock has not responded to the lawsuit. Tori, I know you have more details on the red flag law. And then I just want to discuss if you guys feel in general if this is a good step forward or if this is
baby steps, right. Remember, we need 60 votes to pass. It's not just a majority. We need a lot of bipartisanship to make this pass. One, the red flag law isn't actually doing a federal thing. They're incentivizing with money for the states to make their own decisions on red flag laws. Like, we'll give you grants if you have red flag laws. So far, we have 19 states with red flag laws. They're hoping to increase it. Two, they want to do not universal background checks, just expansion of background checks so that every commercial sale, meaning every gun shop, would have that a background check. But there's so many loopholes that need to be closed, including the gun show loophole, et cetera, that these are micro steps. I mean, these are Canada's making large steps forward, right? Yesterday we saw Prime Minister Trudeau say we're banning the handguns. We are taking, in my opinion, way too small.
This is a joke. I'm sorry, I'll call it what it is.
It's like a Band-Aid.
This is a joke.
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is a joke. Do you feel like they're doing enough?
You have to go forward in some sense. I don't know why the suing of the gun manufacturer makes me feel a little icky, because I get you need some sort of compensation for that and someone's got to pay that price. But then at the same time, those lawyers step in and are like, we're suing for $200 million. And it's like every single person's going to sue for that. And then now it becomes an insurance issue. We have to move forward. I don't even want to get into all that, but we have to move forward. And this is some little, like you said, tiny micro step. We have to start somewhere. Something is better than nothing.
Well, the problem is by doing micro steps, that means that more lives are in jeopardy, more lives will be lost. And I think anytime you are at risk of losing money, it prompts you to do something a little bit more than what you were going to do yesterday. We're talking about a system where manufacturers, where there's lobbyists, where politicians, there's all of these people involved. And if you are all involved and in cahoots together, once one person is extracted from that and people are saying, we're going after you, the gun manufacturer, then all your other cronies in your circle have to either stick up for you or they have to go against you. So that kind of causes a rift in the system. system that we're talking about.
And there's so
because
much money in
everybody's
that.
in it together because of the money.
Yeah, it's all
so
the
that's
money.
where you have to start
That's
because
disgusting.
clearly babies' lives aren't
Right.
enough to move the needle. But I bet you millions of dollars will.
Right. Well, to any of the viewers out there that want to join me, I have my first meeting tonight with Moms Demand Action. Our producer, Megan, is joining me as well. And I ask our viewers, look up your local community chapters. To Tori's point, there's a Moms Demand Action in almost every town, every city. Go to momsdemandaction.org. Coming up on DBL, Jada addresses the Oscars slap for the first time. What she's saying about that moment between Will and Chris on stage that night. Plus, Home Makeover expert and TV host Ty Pennington will be here live. And President Biden and the First Lady are revealing how they settle arguments. Is fighting over text a good idea? To Joe.
Closed captioning provided by...
This June, DBL is holding nothing back. We're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
This is what you want, and this is what you're gonna get. If we're gonna be real, let's be real.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
Okay. So what I was saying, and to Tori's point earlier, to get involved in your local districts, whether that means city council, whether that means joining organizations like Everytown. Like, for instance, if you join Everytown, there's little things you can do where you can call senators. Like, they will assign things for you to do. On Friday, we're supposed to wear orange in support of taking steps to end gun violence. And again, to our viewers out there who believe that common sense gun control is taking away your guns, I promise you that's not what it is. This is common sense gun reform. With Moms Demand Action, we have Republicans, we have Democrats, completely bipartisan, nonpartisan. We're all here to protect our children. So if you go to a Moms Demand Action, go to momsdemandaction.org. You can also text, I'll try and pull it up. I don't get service in here, surprisingly. But yeah, you can text and they'll start giving you information. But when you go to these meetings, tonight's my first one, full transparency, 6 p.m. Megan will be there as well, one of our senior producers. You'll see that people are from all walks of life and both sides of the aisle, and we all have one common goal, is to get out there, make noise, and try to pressure our local politicians to make actual change. So I can no longer sit back anymore. I'm gonna go in full force, and I'm just sickened that my children are gonna have to live like this for the rest of their lives. Hopefully not.
Right.
Hopefully not.
Did she inspire you though? What was, I forgot.
Yes, she did.
She was the one who inspired you.
She did inspire me. However, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while because, you know, as a parent, you just feel helpless, but she 1000% inspired. And I'm going to her chapter. It's in Aurora.
That's awesome.
Now, my city, Centennial, does not have a chapter, so maybe I can start a chapter. Yeah. So I strongly encourage you guys
Yeah, that is
to
putting your mouth
do
where your
something.
money is.
You're taking it serious, and so is BJ.
Welcome back. Do you ever fight with your partner over text? Jeff is texting right now. Everything okay?
Yeah. My wife just, getting a little business. Well, I wasn't on camera, but I am now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure there wasn't some text arguments going on. Just kidding. So it turns out even our president and first lady hashed it out via text message. Jill Biden told Harper's Bazaar that fighting over text is their preferred method of arguing. She says that way they can avoid fighting in front of the Secret Service. But experts say text fighting is the worst way to argue because the majority of our communication with people is through nonverbal cues like emotional tone. And as we know, you lose all of that when texting. You laughed, Erica. Tell me what you're thinking.
Yeah, well, no, I don't fight with my husband via text. Because the thing is, like, when we argue and stuff, it's not like a explosion. Like, we're not like yelling at each other and calling each other names. That being said, it can be so much more hurtful because it's like so rooted in truth, like with each other. So if we have that just laying out there with the text, it's like you can revisit that at any point and then it just ignites the whole thing. So yeah, no text fighting for us.
None.
Yeah, if I was fighting with my wife, which I wasn't, I wouldn't be texting because it would go from texting to then arguing through text, and then me going to a phone call, and then from the phone call saying, wait till I get home. And then it's face-to-face. I'm a face-to-face guy. If I can't go face-to-face, I want a phone call. Fighting, texting, solving things, it gets so misconstrued, and I want to talk to you. If there's a problem, let's talk it out. If we have something like we really want to talk about, even me and you, Sam, like, I almost gave you a call yesterday.
I know.
You know it's like serious,
Yeah,
right? So I'm like, oh, I'll give you a call.
Right.
And then if it's super serious, I'm like, hey, we have to meet for coffee or something. I got to talk this out.
I so prefer that.
Yeah,
it's
me
hard
too.
for a lot of people to do.
I totally disagree with all of you.
I knew you would.
And to be honest with you, I hear you, and you all make perfect sense because face-to-face you have all the tiny little movements and you can understand. But if you call me and this phone buzzes, I will throw it into a lake.
Because you don't like confrontation.
And to be honest, the phone to me is actually the worst way to do it. I can't see or sort of take my time. So I'm overwhelmed.
What would you prefer?
I like to actually text.
No!
Now here, let me explain. Here's why. Sometimes when I'm in person, I get really, when I'm in text, I mean, I become like Hulk mad. So they're gonna
smash.
What?
Oh, smash. My bad. I don't have
Hulk
kids.
mad?
I'm so sorry. Apologies. But what I do is I get to stop and think, and in like 2 to 3 sentences, I'll explain my point of view without any blame, with no tone, and say, here's what really the bottom of it is. And for me, writing it is way easier than speaking.
I respect everyone's method of communication, but I do think
Coward.
that you
She's like,
would
you're such a coward.
actually benefit from more of a face-to-face or a telephone conversation. And here's the reason why.
I can't even hear that.
The
It's so
reason
scary.
why is because you are far harder on yourself and what you're putting in your mind, that you have made the situation exponentially worse in your mind. So now you're responding to this thing that you've created yourself. And if you would have just had that conversation,
That's what my
straight
mom
out
says
the gate,
every day to me.
you would never have been in
can't
this
do it.
spiral
It's
to
not going to
begin
change.
with.
I can't.
Look at her. It's
No.
not.
I can't.
And when did she get Hulk smash? When something really goes down, Tori's like,
She starts twisting.
she's like,
clips.
You guys look. These are the paper clips I twist. When I get awkward, I twist these paper clips.
Hulk smash, Hulk hide.
Ty Pennington. Yes, there
Oh,
wow. Look how cool he
looks
looks.
super
We can't wait
relaxed.
to talk with him coming up next.
This was
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, "Trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side," unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, "This action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense." With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome
Okay, so we are waiting for Ty Pennington. We're having some technical difficulties. Meanwhile, I'm showing everybody his Instagram, because if you guys don't follow him on Instagram, this is not an ad. He's hilarious.
He doesn't really care.
He does not care at all.
That's what it takes.
I just saw him because we have a wall over here where we see the guests before they're on, and he was like making faces in the camera at himself, just laughing. So you can tell he's a good guy.
I had a big crush on him when trading spaces. You guys remember that?
Yes.
When you and your neighbor would trade, and they weren't always the best trades. When one person would get a nice one, you're like, what's this one, remember? Yeah. Anyway, he was the builder outside. He could build anything. I liked me some Ty. I just meant that he was like a really handsome, good carpenter.
You don't have to
disclaim.
defend.
I didn't mean to be like rude or anyway.
It felt intense.
Yeah, I know.
I think Ty heard that comment.
He
left. He bounced.
I just see him disconnect. He disconnect. You could also see his buttons too.
Tori, you said you had some comments.
I do.
While we wait, we're going to try and get Ty back.
Correct. I hope I didn't scare him off for real. People said about the texting conversation. Victoria writes, Tori, we share more than a name. I prefer to text as well. Twin78 says, right, Tori. I think people on here probably like texting though, because they're online. Cheryl says, texts are scary. People read things into them that aren't there.
Yeah.
But for someone like you, because you and I have a lot of similarities with our personalities, I get anxiety when I want to get rid of it. I don't like to stew. I'm like Jeff and Erica. I just want to call you, get it over with, and plead my case and hope that we can come to a resolution and move forward. If you're texting, don't you feel like that you're just kind of like avoiding it?
No, when you call me, and I don't know, maybe people out there will understand, you've, to me, raised it to DEFCON red.
Why?
Does that make sense? I don't know why, but the phone call that goes like this, it's the buzz. Bzz. I'm like, oh no! I mean, really, because it's raised it to a level like she has to call me.
Yeah, but it gets it over with.
Yeah.
Isn't it worse when you say something and then all of a sudden thought bubbles and they go away and I'm like, what are you talking about? Just answer the question. And then it gets me to DEFCON 5.
To me, it gives me a moment, a pause to not react so strongly. And some people say you need that pause. Well, so to me, I relax a little bit more.
I hear you, but the issue is a lot of people are like us, so we're representing 75%
majority
of this panel demographic, and we're saying by you doing that, we're basically doing group therapy. Okay, so when Tori does that, what happens is it escalates the conversation. Now it is because we're like, why are you avoiding this? Why can't we just talk? So there's like this weird thing.
And you're saying it's bad for you.
We're going to get to break. Okay, sorry, we're going to try and get Ty back. So we'll be right
Tori's
back.
therapist.
This is riveting.
Therapy.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that, but it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
It's been, first and foremost, I just want to say we're still trying to get Ty back. We love him. Okay, fingers crossed. So it's been a little over 2 months since the infamous Oscar slap, and we are finally hearing from Jada. So she spoke about the incident on today's episode of Red Table Talk. Here's what she had to say.
My deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years, and that's keep figuring out this thing called life together. Thank you for listening.
So Jada used the rest of the episode to talk with other women who have alopecia. Love Red Table Talk. What did you think about her response? Do you think it was enough?
You know, I still maintain I don't think it's her responsibility to or to open up this conversation on her platform. First of all, I think that it's her platform, it's her turf, and when we're really having the conversation about the two players who are truly involved, that would be Will and Chris. So I don't see Chris's side being like, yes, I'm going to come to your home and shoot on your platform so that you can also navigate this conversation that I was on the receiving end of. That just doesn't make sense to me, so I don't understand why people are so shocked that this is what she put out on her platform.
I think what's interesting and why people are shocked, and I hear you completely, she didn't get out of the seat, is that at some point, sorry, my mind just got scattered. I was going to tell you that the episode on alopecia is what people are kind of confused about. So if you're going to do a whole thing on alopecia, which sort of was like the pit of this all, right? It seems like you're begging the question, the elephant in the room is, why are you not fully discussing this whole topic? Now, I get that it's not her responsibility, but it does make me think like,
so from a producer standpoint,
you know
that
what I'm
makes
saying?
sense.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to talk alopecia, you just at least have to address the elephant in the room.
Sort of, yeah. And it feels like I'm waiting to hear more. I get it's not her responsibility, but I get also why people are like, huh?
What do you think, Jeff?
I think she does have a responsibility. If my wife slapped somebody at an award show and I had this huge platform, I'd say, hey, what better platform than me controlling the conversation and the narrative with my wife and giving her side of the story. And if Chris doesn't want to come on, invite him on and say, hey, listen, maybe we'll talk about it another time, but at least here's this story. Gotta go, bye.
That was good. If you're leaving us, you can watch the second half of the show online. Watch on YouTube, dailyblastlive.com, or our DBL mobile app. But if you get the second half of the show where you are, here is what's ahead. Hollywood's #1 acting coach will be here live. What was Brad Pitt like before he was in Thelma and Louise? Plus, is the Johnny and Amber trial over? We've got the latest on what's happening in the courtroom. Also, hoping that we get Ty Pennington back.
You may have seen headlines or claims like these. U.S. COVID cases 6 times higher than last year. COVID cases are 5 times higher now than last Memorial Day weekend. But is it true? Let's verify. Our sources are the CDC, the North Carolina Health Department, and Forsyth County Public Health Director Josh Swift. We checked the national and state numbers. We're looking at case numbers from May 26, 2021, which is the last business day before the holiday weekend. Nationwide, there were just over 23,000 new cases. On May 26 this year, it's more than 124,000 cases. That's about 5.3 times higher than last year. We get updated state numbers every Wednesday. On the Wednesday before Memorial Day last year, 802 cases were reported. This year, it's just over 28,000 cases. That's about 35 times higher. And those numbers may not even show the whole picture.
You talk to a lot of people that say they had COVID, but they did it through an at-home test. So that's so our numbers, what we're showing on our website, is still not the true number because that doesn't include at-home tests.
But experts say case numbers don't tell the whole story. Hospitalizations are a better gauge. Around this time last year, the state reported 25% of COVID patients were hospitalized, about 600 people. This year, it's down 10%, about 500 people. So we can verify, yes, COVID cases nationwide are 5 times higher than last year. At the state level, they're 35 times higher, but hospitalizations haven't budged.
This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh.
Are you insane?
This is a sham.
No.
Nope.
Y'all, just stop.
Finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Okay, we finally have Ty back. Yay! Okay, so he is one of the most memorable personalities on television, and he's been on your screen for more than 2 decades.
Wow.
Famously known for shouting, "Tori,
move that buzz."
No, not like that.
Okay.
Absolutely not like that. Please welcome
He shook
Ty
his head.
That was a great rendition. Great rendition. It sounds better than me.
It was a remix.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So Ty, I've been telling my co-hosts here, I'm obsessed with your Instagram. You're hilarious. I love like the hip thrust all the time. What is happening in this video?
Oh, that's falling in love with a canine. That's what that is. Yeah, it's amazing. Like I've got a whole new wife and a whole new puppy, and that's just puppy love. That's also me just trying to look really good in a velour jumpsuit.
Hey, if that's what you're trying to do, you nailed it. You nailed it. So Ty, we got to talk about Extreme Home Makeover Edition. That show reigned supreme for over a decade. Now I got to know, you run into red, Ty. You're a high energy guy. Do you ever take a sick day?
You know what's crazy is, I think when that show ran for 10 years, basically, you're right, a decade, I never had a sick day. In fact, the only sort of, person to ever sort of step in for me was Kermit the Frog, because I was doing so many shows. Back then, you did like 25 episodes a year, which means you had like a week off during this. Anyway, it's a long story. But it was amazing that Kermit filled in for me because we were doing these hurricane specials too. And my brain was just so like tired that I couldn't remember the names of the families or the people on the bus. And they're like, okay, Paul, that's it. But I never had a sick day. Like, it's crazy, but it was, I think that show, Extreme was probably one of the greatest television shows ever to exist, because as you guys all know, entertainment is entertainment, but when you actually at the end of the day really do change someone's life, it's a whole different ball game. And that's probably why I just kept doing it every day, every week, and I was doing 2 at the same time. So even Ryan Seacrest said, you're the busiest man in show business.
Whoa.
But that would be James Brown, but Ryan would know. Ryan would know.
Right. Well, first of all, it's such a big part of pop culture. Like, it crossed over so many different, intersectionalities of our culture. So after Extreme Makeover came to an end, what kind of things did you do as someone, because you described that schedule. I don't know if people understand how much of an adjustment that is to get back to just normal society after something like that comes to an end.
Yeah, it was interesting because it was so, it was just every bit of your life, but it wasn't just my life too. You have to understand, like, everybody that was part of that circus. And by the way, we had people that would like volunteer to paint a house in Seattle, and they would follow us to Kansas to do the next one. So we had like sort of like deadhead groupies that were all about paying it forward. So it was amazing. We had a whole family of people that wanted to do positive things. So all of us were dead tired. It wasn't just me. And but I remember seeing people later on, like about 6 months, maybe a year after the show had sort of exited, and they were like, "My God, you look amazing!" And I go, "I slept." And so yeah, I mean, it was an interesting sort of time that right after the show was taken off by ABC, which was interesting. But I think you just sort of needed time to reset. And then, of course, I started doing all the things that I've been waiting to do, like build my own house. And it took a lot longer than a week to build my own. But yeah, I mean, you know, that's what you do. You finally start doing all those things you didn't do for 10 years that you had on your list.
Let's talk about that. First of all, I also want to say the adrenaline must have been high every week, that you kind of just need to like decompress, right? You are in love. You said you never thought you'd get married. Now you are 6 months into marriage with your wife, Kelly. What changed?
You know, I think a couple of things happened. One, well, here's the thing about Kelly too. Like, we met 10 years ago on this project that I was producing, and you know, we were attracted to each other, but it was like, I think we certainly knew that I wasn't ready. But it's one of those things where you just sort of connect with somebody. But I think several things happened. You know, the world looked like it was going to end, and also I think you also sort of meet somebody who knows your past, but just knows you, and just sort of also just, you know, they see something in you that they believe, you know, for longevity. And honestly, after being, I mean, look, like, I think it's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Do we really want to like stay alone and live in hotel rooms for the rest of our life? No, that's so, you know, it's interesting. I don't know if I sort of was the matrix and sort of dodged it for years, but you know, I think everybody deserves to be happy.
Yes.
And so that's what it is, man. Happiness is a lot of people have seen me like they're just like, "You're different." I'm like, I know. It's weird.
You're happy,
you know, but,
you found your person, Ty.
Yeah.
We're so happy that you found Kelly. Now, we have to talk before we let you go. We got to talk about Battle on the Beach. Were there any ideas on the show that even you thought were crazy or just too much?
Well, I mean, look, I come from a background of, like, let's face it, Trading Spaces, which was like, what have you done to my kitchen? So I love crazy, but I love, you know, pushing the envelope. And I have to say, this season has been great because it's just so competitive. And like, honestly, if Allison wins another kitchen, I'm going to, you know, wear a Speedo over my head instead of my torso. But I'm very competitive too. Like, I have a brother who's a year and a half older than me, so you can imagine just, you know, the competitiveness is real. But what I love about this season is I really had to be the mentor, in the sense that I couldn't just sort of save the day, just like, because it's not fair to just say, like, this is how we're going to go because it's my idea. You know, like, I was a creative guy who went to art school, and somebody gave me a chance, and I remember them letting me just sort of show my creativity. And without that, you never find your confidence, you never find yourself. And so I didn't want to be the kind of designers who were like, look, you guys, you know, you've got to listen to what I'm saying, whatever. I wanted them to sort of take it as far as they could too, and sometimes that worked out well, and sometimes it didn't.
We're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Ty, what a pleasure.
Yes.
DBL Nation, make sure to check out season 2 of Battle on the Beach, premiering June 5th on HGTV. We'll be right back. Thank you so much,
Thanks, Ty.
Thanks, guys.
Closed captioning provided by.
This June, DBL is holding nothing back.
We're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
This is what you want, and this is what you're gonna get.
We're going to be real. Let's be real.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.
Margie Haber,
All right, so we're doing, obviously, live TV, and we have to switch some things around, so we're kind of juggling it right now. Gabrielle is about to tell us about our next guest, so we don't really do back-to-back guests, but we are today because of technical difficulties, and see how we just roll with the punches? Ty was great, huh? What a, just a normal, down-to-earth dude, right?
Ty is the coolest. So we have Margie Haber coming up next. I took her classes back in the day. I'm not going to say a thing because everybody took her classes. Yeah, everybody took her classes. So she is someone that, now when you first come to Hollywood, you think that you're going to take, and some actors that are talented, actually this does happen, not to me, but you hope that you'll like take courses with Margie Haber, or Leslie Kahn is another one I took classes with, hoping that they will like discover you. Or else. That happens to some people. Didn't happen to me. Tori and I were talking earlier, we took a lot of these classes with a lot of these legendary coaches. Margie Haber, Leslie Kahn, hoping they would discover us. It doesn't.
And I would be like this, uh-oh, today's the day. And I'd walk by and be like, I'm Tori. It's going to be a long relationship in my head. Never thought of me again,
never
ever.
once did ever think of me.
Dude, I went to, who's the famous hosting?
Sharon. Oh, we both went.
we all went there, but I went to her class and they called me and they're like, oh my God, she knows you. I'm like, really? I'm like, she knows me? And she's like, yeah, they really love you. So it's $500 a day. I'm like, wait a second, I thought you said she knew me. And they're like,
she wants to capitalize on
they
that.
lied.
We're not going to say
I was
the
all
name.
excited.
Don't say
It went right to prices. I was like,
you guys.
Don't say the name. Every time the name comes up, it costs me a lot of money.
Yeah, this is the thing about those
I know. That's why I didn't
really
say
think that they will see
I
through
know.
you. They see so many of the people off the bus. They have no interest. None. But maybe she'll see something in me today.
I will say that.
All right, you redeemed yourself for 2 months.
Oops, sorry, buddy.
Our next guest is widely known, influential acting coach to the stars. She's written the golden standard of acting books and has one piece of advice for everyone, and that is bleep your comfort zone. Oh yeah, please welcome Hollywood's #1 acting coach, Margie Haber.
I love the way you covered up the word. It's very, I love it. And you, and by the way, I've been watching all of you, and you all have the opportunity to study with me because you all have talent. I can see it. Every one of you. Yeah, you could be the stars of the Margie Haber studio. I noticed it. I've been watching you.
I'm leaving. That's all I needed to hear. Bye, Margie.
Bye, Sam. It's okay.
See how good she was? She just pretended to leave.
That's the problem. You can't pretend. You have to leave and come back. That's pretending and acting.
It's the
no pretending. Gotta live the life.
Okay, that's what it takes to be big. Okay, so speaking of the biggest names, because you've worked with some of the biggest names in Hollywood, Mariska Hargitay, Josh Duhamel, Halle Berry. I know I'm not telling you anything. I'm just telling our viewers, right? We all know these people. So how do you peel back all of the layers and find the, quote, it factor?
Well, here's how I think about it. You know, everybody, including you, has an it factor. In fact, I think you're also charismatic. I watch your show, and I'm very impressed with it because you're having a blast. And yes, you're having a blast. And that's the thing, guys. You know, all the stars I've worked with, you know, there's something about them that's special. There's vulnerability. But the problem is that most people hide behind their masks. They hide behind their armor because they're so afraid to be seen. So if I can give you permission, which I do, to say you are worthy, you are beautiful, let that shining stuff come through, that's called charisma, then it happens. When you wear the armor, like in my book, there's a chapter called "Does Your Armor Serve You?" And quite honestly, it doesn't. So when you move the walls and remove the critical parent and the fearful child, this beautiful thing comes out, which is the it factor that all of us have.
I get why you're so good. I feel disarmed myself. I was like, really? You feel that?
She's good, people.
I know. So Marjorie, this is a big moment for me, and I think I'm getting a little emotional.
Stop it, Jack.
I was showing my range. I was showing my range.
For Margie.
All right, so you knew
Come to Hollywood.
You knew Brad Pitt before Thelma and Louise. He was one of your students, like a long list of many names we just mentioned. What was BP? What was BP like before stardom?
BP.
I like the way you know him so well that you call him his initials, really. BP, otherwise known as Brad, I don't even give him his last name. I gotta say that Brad was adorable. He was charming, just like you, sweet. He walked in with an air of confidence. I think, the thing about him that was wonderful is that he made me feel special. So to me, when you feel special about yourself and then you can make other people feel special, then you're quite honestly, you really are the star of your own life, right? And he was, and I thought that when I worked with him on Thelma and Louise, and he had that, the hairdryer in his hand, and he brought out what I call the playful child. Everybody some people are afraid of the playful child. He was never afraid of it. He was always available the twinkle was always there. It was my job to let him bring it through and allow himself to remove any walls that he has and trust the relationship. Because I think if you trust relationships, that's when you can bring that stuff out. And he was beautiful and still is, and very sweet.
That was great.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that she called you charming.
Yeah.
No, the way she controlled that conversation and brought that joke down, that was great. That really was.
I teach communication, okay? That's what I do.
She's
I'm
good.
teaching you right now.
She's good.
Love
Tori's
yourself.
auditioning too.
No, I'm not auditioning. I'm not. I'm going to be completely serious.
No.
Hello.
No auditioning. Just
No.
live the life.
My name is Tori Shulman. I am 40. I'm 28. No, I'm kidding.
And action.
Why, Dad? Why? No. In your book, you write
Maybe
about your theory, My 5 Voices. And I wanted to know a little bit more about that. And was there a notable student of yours that maybe had struggled a bit with this, I heard? Can you explain a little bit more about that? Yeah.
Well, this is one of my favorite parts of the book. Blink your comfort zone. I have to get used to saying that word. But anyway, what's beautiful about this book is that you get to look at the 5 voices within us. The critical parent, that's the voice that says, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too old. I'm sure you all recognize that voice.
You're talking to me.
Then there's yes, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Then there's a nurturing parent, which is just the beautiful part of your voice that says, you know what, Margie, you're not that old. You're a beautiful person. I love you. So important. That voice is really underused, right? And then we have the fearful child, which really gets us stuck in our neutral, in that place, that comfort zone. But we have the playful child that says, F it. I'm cleaning my act up. F it, right? And then the last one is the adult. So the adult that gets us to class on time, that gets us to do this on time, gets information out to. Most people are going to be very stuck in that critical parent or the fearful child. There's a student of mine, I believe you know her name is Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, yeah.
In
We
fact,
heard her.
yes, Tiffany.
We heard she ready.
Yes, she's right. Tiffany's my love, and I just actually did a podcast with her that's coming out the end of the week. So look under Margie Haber podcast. So she's just brilliant. And when she came to me, she was all about. I don't want to give up my playful child, Margie, because I like to play. Girl, I'm not going to be what you want me to be. I'm not going to be that sad, painful person. I want you to come out. And no, I said, but there's more to you, Tiffany, than that. There's this beautiful piece of you that I'm so proud of you. It's the vulnerability. But I'm not going to do drama. I said, you will. In your life, you will. But more important, you want to be a layered human being. Yeah. So she had to let go of her playful child and not use it and to protect her. Many of us do that. We protect our fearful child with the playful child. I'm kind of like that. I'm more scattered. Rarely do you see Margie Haber, the Margie Haber, sitting back in a place of uncomfortability. That's not my comfort zone is being visible. When I'm not visible, that's when I'm uncomfortable.
Ooh,
wow,
Margie.
Good stuff.
I know. We loved having you, Margie. To all of our viewers out there, hello.
Yes.
You can pick up a copy of Bleep Your Comfort Zone, fill in the blank, to take a risk and become the lead in your own life. Thank you so much, Margie.
I love you, Marjorie.
I love you all from LA. I'll come to you. Zoom it. We'll Zoom together.
We'll Zoom together. I love it.
I've never really.
More than 100,000 people have viewed this clip claiming to show a man jumping from the tracks up to a subway platform in New York City moments before a train passes. It was posted with the caption, "There's a new challenge, y'all." So let's verify. Did the person in the video actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed? Our sources are the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, Google Maps, and video provided to verify. The video was taken at a station near Times Square, which we confirmed using Google Maps. New York City resident Eileen Clancy went to the station and recorded the exact location where the viral video was taken. It shows a train leaving the station, not arriving as claimed in the viral video. An MTA spokesperson confirms to verify at this station, quote, trains run on the right-hand side of the station, while this video would make it appear to run on the left side, unquote. The MTA also pointed out other telltale signs the train was departing in the video, such as red lights that are always on the back of a train, not on the front. And the conductor cab on the train is empty, which only happens in the rear. This means the video was played in reverse and the person jumped onto the tracks as the train was moving away from them. So, no, the person in the video did not actually jump from the tracks to the platform moments before a train passed. The MTA says the stunt is still very dangerous because trains are powered using an electrified third rail that would harm anyone who touches it, adding, quote, this action is, no matter the circumstances, a blatant violation of MTA rules, New York City law, and common sense. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
The jury in the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard trial has reached a verdict, and they plan to read it this afternoon. But at the time of this taping, we do not have those details. One thing we do know, this trial, no one can deny it, has been an utter circus. So check out this giant Pirates of the Caribbean themed ship that parked outside the courthouse yesterday. Also, Johnny won't be coming back for the verdict. The actor spent yesterday performing for a second time at a concert in London and is expected to stay abroad. Now, a special guest was in attendance at the concert, Johnny's ex, Kate Moss. The two reportedly partied backstage together, and that has lots of people thinking they're getting back together. Okay, what do you think, A, about them reigniting this flame, if that's even true, and just the circus in general? I think people are losing the idea that this is a domestic violence case.
Oh, that idea has been lost a long time ago. Absolutely. Right. I don't know if Johnny and Kate are reigniting an old flame, but I do know that the optics ain't great on that. I'm gonna be real honest. If that were my situation and there were, I was friends with someone who also testified just last week in a case that was about me, I think I would have kept some distance.
You think
there.
there's a conflict of interest?
Publicly, yeah.
It looks like a bias.
Yeah, publicly I would have probably kept some distance.
I don't know. Listen, no matter what the outcome is, right? Johnny, I said this the whole time, I think Johnny wins. I was on Netflix, starting Stranger Things, and if you just scroll down, every movie's Johnny Depp. Right? So Netflix is accepting him back. I'm sure he's going to get roles after this. And why not get people that are close to you that you could trust? Kate Moss has been in his life for decades, right? Now Johnny's got to say, who do I trust in my life? Because I don't want to go through this again. I'm bringing in people that I know I could keep in my little box, in my world, and trust and have fun. And it seems like that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I kind of imagine him doing a lot more of Tim Burton films because Tim Burton is someone that he absolutely trusts. There is an internet rumor for Beetlejuice 2.
I know.
He would come back, and remember, Winona Ryder and he were together, and she's in
Forever.
Wino Forever. So it said Winona, and then he took it off. I also think it reminded me a little bit of like a thank you to Kate Moss. Her testimony was super important to that jury, that Amber not only lied, but that she was not only hurt. Allegedly. Johnny went and helped her, got medical attention. That was a major testimony there. And to me, it was like, thank you. That was a nod to thank you. It's also, to me, a strategy of distract with, is it Kate Moss, so no one's really talking about domestic violence.
Right, because look at people, that's all people are talking about.
That's all they're talking about. To me, this is all planned. Right. Yeah, a bit.
You started Stranger Things.
I did.
Anne from Anne with an E's in it.
Nuh-uh.
Which one?
She plays the band, not the redhead. She plays the bandmates.
The girlfriend?
Possible girlfriend.
Oh, whoa.
We're going to see a lot of her.
It's a little spooky. We're like, hey, can we watch with the kids?
No.
Well, we found that out.
It's
horrific.
Yeah, I was scared. I was like, I'm like, where's the remote? I'm like, all right, time for bed.
And the weird way she moved at one point.
All right,
I can't. But it's really great to see Anne from Anne with an E.
Johnny Depp's in it, too.
Margie Haber.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
On May 18th, pop star Taylor Swift received an honorary doctorate from New York University. The university said it awarded Swift the degree because she is one of the most prolific and celebrated artists of her generation.
I'd like to thank NYU for making me, technically, on paper at least, a doctor.
And that led several people to ask what the difference is from a traditional academic doctorate. So let's verify. Do honorary doctorates hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates? Our sources are the University of British Columbia Guide on How to Cite Honorary Degrees, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, NYU's Registrar of Academics, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and University of Virginia. An honorary doctorate is a degree conferred by a college or a university to recognize a person's extensive contributions to a field. No academic coursework required. The type of doctorate they receive typically corresponds with their work. For example, Swift received a doctorate of fine arts from NYU, while Harvard University awarded chef and humanitarian Jose Andres with a doctorate of humane letters. But no matter what type of honorary doctorate is awarded, Dr. Julie Wallman, president of Widener University in Pennsylvania, says the awards are just that, honorary.
It has no, meaning or a value beyond that. But it's a huge honor to receive one because it means that that college or university recognizes the body of your life's work.
Dr. Wallman says universities and colleges usually have nomination systems and boards in place to help validate who is awarded, and that the Board of Trustees has the final say. But not everyone is eligible, and not every university awards honorary degrees, like Massachusetts Institute of Technology and the University of Virginia. You're going to have to earn a doctorate from them the old-fashioned way. So we can verify, no. Honorary degrees do not hold the same academic weight as traditional doctorates. With your Verify, I'm Ariande Till.
What is now a collection of parades, parties, and concerts began with a clash between the LGBTQ+ community and New York police. In June 1969, police raided the Stonewall Inn, a popular gay bar in Greenwich Village. They claimed the property had violated liquor laws. As police officers began making arrests, those remaining gathered right outside. Now, at this point in history, homosexuality was still considered a criminal offense, and it was common for police to raid bars just like Stonewall. But this particular raid led to a nighttime riot. Over the next 6 days, thousands took to the streets in protest. In 1970, on the first anniversary of the police raid, activists organized the Christopher Street Liberation Day March. It was the start of the city's first Gay Pride Week. Fast forward to 1999, and then President Bill Clinton became the first to issue an executive order recognizing June as Pride Month. Connecting the dots, I'm Victoria Valenzuela.
Welcome back. Summer break means more screen time for many children, but we have some safety tips. It's time for a security alert sponsored by LifeLock. Before kids go away to camp for leave for sleepovers, adjust privacy settings and set parental controls for online games, apps, and social media. Also, make sure that adults in charge are aware of screen time limitations and have conversations with your children about the dangers of sharing private information online. That's very important. If your information has been breached, LifeLock is here to help. LifeLock keeps you and your digital identity secure from cyber criminals. Call 1-800-353-8940 or visit lifelock.com to learn more. We got lots of comments in regard to the Depp-Heard trial. Donnie says these fans are getting ridiculous. This is court people. Show some respect. Julia says, I've got a feeling that nothing is going to come in this case. Nobody will be a winner. I think Johnny redeemed himself in the court of public opinion. Go on Netflix.
Movies I haven't even seen of Johnny Depp are on the cover page.
Yeah, he clearly, and like he's doing a victory lap right now. That's like a peacock being like, look at me, I'm back to rock and roll. What? Isn't that what you say?
What? I didn't say anything.
I thought you were laughing at peacock. I'm just saying he's strutting, and when you're strutting, you feel like you've already won. What?
What? I'm listening.
All right.
You feel awkward.
I feel
We're
awkward.
Listening.
I said, is peacock?
Tori's going to text us and not call us after the show.
I'm calling you.
where hope finds help, where courage meets conviction, where makers make fans. We are Tegna, a family of local and national media brands that bring us together, serving the greater good of our communities, where national know-how backs local business. Be in good company with Tegna.
This June, DBL is holding nothing back. I've already spent my time, my resources, and all of my sanity on trying to make you happy. Whew, all right. No, we're holding you as accountable adults.
It needs to be changed.
We're in a fight already.
I'm all in with an E now.
You are?
Absolutely not. No.
First girlfriend in Hollywood.
What?
Yes, baby.
I'm looking at a cutie, okay?
I love what you're doing. I just want to thank you.
Honestly, that's why we watch.
Right, yep.
DBL is all new every day.